Hello.
All right, all right. Hello, hello, hello to everybody who is hanging out. I think all of the one peoples in store. Well, there's actually a whole shitload of people hanging out here right now. Oh, you know what? I have a sneaking suspicion there's a lot of bots. It's weird. Bots are really drawn to the D&D stream, and I dig that. Anyways, hello? Hey, what's going on, Trauma? How you doing, buddy? Roll perception if you can hear me, Papa. Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you feel me? Okay, anyways. Hey, we're playing D&D tonight. We're on session number 39 of Unlikely Heroes, which is our weekly 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign. We've got our whole party here with us tonight. I'm very excited. We're going to be picking up right in the middle of a pretty nasty combat. That was initiated last game. So, just as a refresher, I do not watch chat while we are streaming to make sure that the players are getting the full attention they deserve. And you might see some of the players pop into chat. They may be able to answer questions. If you're interested in character sheets, feel free to click on the character sheets that are currently listed. Although it looks like I'm seeing some weird shit with my Stream Elements thing that just popped up again, so I'll have to, yeah, I'll have to check that out. I have to put some spaces, because stuff is missing. Anyways, thank you for being here, and, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dive into it. We'll see you guys at the tail end of stream. Thanks.
Pretty damn well. There's very rarely any sort of, like, massive delay or anything.
Yeah, like, your shirt.
What?
Cat's shirt. I just read it.
Oh, I can't see it.
I'm a cat.
Oh my god. I'm a mushroom!
I'm a mushroom, that's why I was laughing.
Oh god. Alright, guys. So, okay, really quick recap from last session. So, last session, you guys had just picked up at the morning after the very, I want to say horrific, but it was honestly the most awkward assassination I could have possibly ever envisioned in any role-playing game. But you guys awoke. Well, those of you who slept, the one of you who slept, awoke from what was honestly a really fantastic night's sleep.
Utterly amazing.
While everybody else suffered in turmoil, wondering if they were next. You guys awoke, didn't really say shit to each other. You just decided to kind of keep calm and carry on, and that's what you did. You got yourselves together, you ate, and you made for the road to Underhill. Along the way, you guys exited the Druid's Grove, and you began to cross the plains of Trubenshard and towards Underhill. Before you got to the river, you hit a spot where you heard commotion from ahead. Nobody was entirely sure what was happening, but you definitely heard commotion. So Doc decided that she was going to go up and scout ahead and see what the hell the deal was. Doc scouted ahead pretty successfully. Noticed that, yep, there was a handful of ogres that were on the opposing side of a bridge that crossed what appeared to be possibly a branch in the river some time ago, as it was now dead dry. She took note of what was kind of going on, and she went back and reported. During that time, Gray performed a spell called Comprehend Languages, where he was able to tell exactly what was happening on the opposing side. He heard the ogres kind of rambling back and forth at each other, making conversation about ogre shit, quite frankly, and more than ogre shit, it was about or referencing Underhill and the stunties in Underhill. So you guys sat and discussed for quite a while, actually, whether or not you were going to try to cross the bridge, or if you were going to we lost Lucy. Oh, there he is.
Or here, just reloading.
Okay. Or if you were going to circumvent the bridge and go down and around. Eventually you decided, you know what, fuck it, let's just go ahead, everybody just be real quiet, let's go up, see what they're doing exactly, because who knows, maybe they weren't hostile. So they may not have been hostile, but in your infinite wisdom as a collective, you decided to push your luck to the edge, literally to the edge of this ravine, and you were seen. You were only seen, however, when you guys decided to start performing cantrips and failing horrifically. That is when one of them spotted Doc in the bushes, which I guess was kind of ironic, and then the shit hit the fan. So, within, I think it was like 6 turns of this combat, not a whole lot had happened on your guys' end, except that Doc was getting the shit kicked out of her, and all the enemies seemed to be falling to Gray's bedazzlement and wonderment magic. It was about that time that Ree really started to ramp up her efforts in kicking the shit out of these things. However, instead of outright slaughtering, it was noticed that Ree was knocking them unconscious. She was rendering them unconscious instead of killing them outright. So, we are going to pick up today. This, I believe, is turn... I think this is going into turn 7, because I think you cast Hypnotic Pattern 2 turns in, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a moot point either way, because we know that you have 5 turns left on it, and that's that. Okay. Anybody have any questions for me? Okay, excellent. So real quick, just a XP recap from last session, session 38. You guys earned 400 XP each for your roleplay, and there was nothing really outside of that that happened last time. So that brings Aurora to 16,490, Gray to 16,752, and the other two have 18,590. So just so you guys know, your next level is at 23,000, so you are actually approaching rather freaking quickly. Yeah, it's really not bad. I mean, for considering we've been playing still less than a year and you're pushing level 7 is not bad. Okay, so just so you guys know, today is day 17 at 1 p.m. That would be the 17th of Mugem. It is Tuesday, the 17th of Mugem at about 1 p.m. when we pick up. So, let me...
Sorry, I'm eating cookies.
No, please, eat cookies. Eat cookies and be merry. Yeah.
I'll trade you instant rice for your cookies.
I actually love instant rice. I will trade you your instant rice and your cookies for a cold beer.
Is it a good beer, though, is the question.
Absolutely not. Very cheap. But it's a beer.
I decline both. I don't like alcohol and I don't like rice.
Man, what the hell are you gonna do in England? You're gonna eat a lot of noodles.
Yeah.
Do you like rice noodles?
Yeah, rice noodles are okay.
Oh, there you go.
No, so you like rice by proxy. Okay. Alright, so guys, we are picking right up. Oh, that's right, yeah, I remember what happened at the very tail end of last session. Kat begged me for one more round, and I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. We'll go ahead and finish it off one more round.
How bad could that be?
The saddest face, yes.
And she fucking hail of thorns my brute and killed, I think, literally everything on its back.
Yeah.
I
It was like
killed-
12?
It was
I
bad.
killed five things.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, the 4 on the back and the 1 on the ground.
Can confirm did not like that at all. Okay,
10
so
out of 10.
with that being said, though, Aurora, we're gonna pick up on your combat round, just so we are all aware. The ogre here and the ogre here with the orange dots are currently unconscious. They have been beaten up and they are bleeding, but they are not bleeding out. They are also both blind, the poor pieces of shit. The big guy right here, the one with the now empty baby carrier, is pretty much what it was on his back.
Baby Bjorn.
Yeah, he is horrifically wounded at this point. The two little blue creatures back here are still standing and looking around, with the shadows kind of coalescing around them, and this little blue bastard in the center here, who's been carrying kind of a crooked-looking staff and shooting beams of eldritch energy, appears at this point to be pretty damn near unscathed. Alright, Aurora, what are you doing?
So her first thing is be to kind of look at our hands for a second and feel like, holy shit. 'Cause I wasn't 100% sure that would actually work.
Oh, it fucking worked.
She's gonna shake her head for a second. She's gonna focus. This one's gonna be her prey, because it wasn't enough of her prey already. And then she's going to shoot.
Alright. So you've made a new prey. Go ahead and give me, I suppose I should probably have some fucking monster cards out here, huh? Usually helps when we're in combat.
I don't know why that did advantage.
Okay. Well, that's alright. We always take the first if it does roll at advantage on accidents. So, let's see. We're looking at 13. No. So, after the hail of thorns goes off, this thing throws all the shields that it has literally strapped to its arms, its elbows. It pulls them up, still catching 4 or 5 arrows or thorns from the burst in its body. As it kind of stands upright, it sees one more coming at it and throws a shield out and catches it with its shield.
Well, that's the same thing I did last time. I'm just going to follow it up with another arrow. I am not rolling super well, though.
All right, let's see. A 14 does hit.
Okay, then doing the d6 just there.
All right.
So 11 total. Also, do you have how many arrows I used last time so I can fix that? Or that I've used in this combat?
Candace, were you tracking
It was
that?
7.
7? Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. And Kat, I'm very glad that you're feeling better, by the way.
Yeah,
That did not seem pleasant.
it was not. But we're like 2 days now is fine.
Hey, you're alive. All right, on that note,
Yeah.
you fire the arrow, and as this thing tries to block the second one, it misses. It nicks it across the arm, and then hits it square in the center of the throat. You see the fletching disappear, and Doc and Ree, you can see a stream of blood project out of the back of this thing's neck. It partially collapses to one knee, but still stands. Barely. Bleeding out horrifically. Literally, blood spray is just, I mean, like a fountain out of this thing's neck.
I feel like I'm always putting them at like 1 to 2 hit points.
That is, unless you use Hail of Thorns and you just, you know, knock 5 things right off the map. Alright. Any movement, Aurora?
Yes, because I'm starting to lock eyes with that mage. So I see a dire firm here, so I'm going in that direction.
Alright, excellent.
Okay. And that's all I'm doing.
Perfect. Mr. Gray. You feel that your magic still bewitches 2 of the blue humanoid creatures that you had impacted earlier with your hypnotism, and you still have 2 that you feel are blinded. Actually, it's not that you feel it. You look over and you see your effect on them.
Okay, so the mage is untouched. You said correct.
Well, I don't know who said anything about a mage, but the one who has been...
the magic man.
Yeah, the one who's been doing magic stuff, he appears untouched, but it's kind of tough to tell. I mean, he has been subjected to a lot of abuse, but he doesn't look like the others.
Okay. Screw him. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna go here. Good old 15 movement. And I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery, saying, if laughter's the best medicine, then your face would cure the world.
Oh, that's fucking rude. Not wrong, but rude. Okay, well... Let's see, what is the save on that, please?
It is a 14.
No. Oh, there we go, thank you. Ah, you bastard.
Don't worry, if I had my way, he'd be blind, but he's too far away.
No, he definitely fails. He rolled a 3, so...
He takes 2d4 psychic damage. And I believe he has disadvantage on his next attack. 3 damage.
Better than no damage.
Yeah. Yeah, then on the next attack roll until the end of its next turn, it has disadvantage on the attack.
Trying to find a good token that would make sense for this. I'll tell you what, we're just going to use this. There we go. Vicious Mockery. Okay, so yeah, you feel your incantation go off, and you see it kind of nonchalantly swatting at its head as you see these very, very light, like piano string thin, spaghetti string thin wisps of black energy kind of coalesce around its eyes, and then retreat immediately into its ears. It kind of like seizes up for a second, and you see some blood start to trickle out of its right ear.
Okay, bonus action, he's gonna look at Doc that's been blasted, gonna say, keep up the good work, tip his hat, and then go back.
Alright.
I would flip you off, but it means something different now.
Was that a, what is it,
Inspiration.
Inspiration or no?
No, I think I'm out of inspiration.
He's just being
I
an
had a
asshole.
feeling that was probably the case. Okay, so Lucy, make sure that you change your die to a 6 so that you know that you're 6 rounds in. And it is the 2 blue creatures' turns, and they are still in their hypnotism. That ogre is unconscious. This big fucking brute. He ain't got a whole lot of oomph left in him. So he is going to rear up. No, he's not. Alright. He's gonna lunge forward and he's going to attempt to grapple Ree.
Oh shit. Bad idea, buddy.
Alright, so, just give me 1 sec here.
Oh wait, I just realized. Remind me, what does exhaustion do?
How many levels? If it's just 1 level, you
Level
have
1.
Disadvantage on all ability checks.
Oh, okay, I thought it was movement.
Nope, movement is level 2.
Okay, awesome. I thought I accidentally moved more than I could.
Okay, so yeah, that's all we do is we are rolling either athletics or acrobatics checks, your choice, to see who wins it. You normally have advantage on athletics, I believe, because you're raging. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so you roll straight roll because you have a level of exhaustion.
Mm, 22.
Okay, so
Damn.
so he rolled a 19. He rolled a 19. He has a +4 strength. That's a 23. Just fucking barely.
Oh,
Just barely.
I'll take the hug.
So, you guys see, this thing starts to panic. Blood is literally spraying out of its neck, and you can see it starting to get woozy. It reaches down, it grabs Ree, picks her up with both hands in this crazy, like, Lenny-level bear hug, like, got a rabbit, right? And it fucking rears itself backwards and over the edge of the ravine. Rhea, I need
shit.
you to make a.
Not expecting that.
I need you. He had 1 hit point left. He wasn't going out without some shit. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please, with disadvantage.
Terrible.
No, that's actually it's pretty fucking good for disadvantage. Okay, so you fall 40 feet down into the ravine. As you are falling, you are held above this creature's body, as it does not have the momentum or the conscious state to flip itself over and have you be on the bottom. As it hits the ground, it pretty much detonates underneath you, and its body just across the ground. The wood and the shrapnel shoot up and through its body and partially into you. You do save. So you only take, so it would have been 32 points of fall damage. However, you save against it, which reduces it. A save from fall damage for me is that you reduce it by 10 points of damage. So we're looking at 22, but you're raging, so you only take 11 points of fall damage. And you are 40 feet down.
In a big pile of ogre mush.
Oh, it's nasty. Yeah, it's pretty
Ogre
fucked up.
pudding down here.
It's oh god.
I don't like it.
All right, that was its
Like,
turn.
we've probably been in grosser spots.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. So, sorry, I was just trying to figure out what the hell this thing was gonna do. So you see this little blue guy in the middle kind of like glance around for a minute. It kind of like touches the blood on its ear and it looks down and you see it kind of like moves its fingers up and down and you can see the sappiness of the blood. And it turns away from you guys and it begins to run. So it gets to about there and you see its arm come out and you see this twist of very obvious magic, and you hear this little under its breath. You see its feet immediately begin to smoke, and it fucking bolts, moving as faster than you have ever seen before. And it has... So you see it kind of like running down the path, and it gets about 100 feet away from you, and then darts into the bushes and out of sight. All right, Ree.
Fuck. This is the last place Ree wanted to be, especially now. So yeah, she's going to pull herself out of the ribcage of this monster, and yeah, try to make her way up the wall here. Like,
Okay.
is it sheer? Like, is it just like a...
It's not as sheer as you would think. Like, if you've ever seen a ravine where a river used to run through and then dried up, it's kind of craggy, so it could be pretty easy to climb. Because there's footholds, you would get advantage, but because you're rolling with disadvantage, just make it an athletics or acrobatics straight roll.
Ah, fuck, it automatically did advantage. So 15.
Oh, I see. Well, no, because the 22 was your first roll, right? Because we always go... doesn't it roll left to right?
Yeah.
Or does it always show the higher number first?
I think it always shows a higher number first.
No,
I guess 20. I guess 22 was the first one.
Okay, yeah, we'll take the 22. Either way, honestly, a 15's really not that bad. You guys have climbed out of way worse for way less. So yeah, with ease, you begin to climb now. You climb. Do you climb without difficult terrain penalties, or are you encumbered or anything like that?
I'm not encumbered.
Okay.
But I don't have a climb speed.
Okay, so you just move at half speed when you climb, which I still think is fucking super fast for you.
It's still like 20.
Oh, easy. And if you dash, if you dash, you're at the top.
Okay, yeah, I do that. I double move to the top.
Okay. So you guys, as you guys are standing here, I would assume that we're probably hearing some cussing or at least some grunting and bitching out of the ravine.
Oh yeah, there was definitely a really loud swear.
Yeah, you would have heard.
When she hit.
Doc would have shrieked too, so just for whatever that's worth. She absolutely would have shrieked as soon as she saw you over.
All right, so you guys are standing here, and all of a sudden, fast as fuck, I mean, within 10 seconds, Ree gets yeeted into the fucking ravine. There's an audible splash, a cuss, some echoing and grumbling, and then all of a sudden, boom, she's at the top.
Just covered in ogre blood.
It's horrific. Doc.
So Doc would have been shrieking when she saw her go over, and then when she comes up and is covered in blood, she's gonna shriek even more. She'll step forward, she'll hesitate for a second and step forward, and then she'll say, "Can I heal you?" And I'm honestly going to just, at this point, hold an attack in case something aggressive comes within range.
No, I'm fine. Just gross. Not really wanting to be right now. I'm okay.
Doc, are you proficient in medicine now or no?
No.
You fucking people and
Hey,
your
I
classes.
had to maintain my roguishness. If I didn't maintain my roguishness, I would be.
All right, disregard that question. All right. So, anything else, Doc? You're just holding your action.
Yeah, just for now, I'm gonna hold my action, kind of trying to guard while Rhea's getting her bearings again.
Understood. Aurora.
Well, they're being all sappy and sentimental. I mean, rebounces, we know this. I was gonna, knock a couple Another arrow, step forward, glance at them. They appear to be unconscious still.
Yep.
Yes. I'm going to fire here. I'm just checking distance. I'm counting 75 there.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 75 if you were talking about the square right in front of the closest one to you.
Okay, so it is. So it's 82. It is
correct.
80 to get that one. Perfect. That's my range. But my Slayer's, yeah, but I can't do Slayer's Prey, which is unfortunate. Still going to fire 2 at that first one.
Okay.
And yeah, I know it's gonna come out of things, but
Well,
I'm gonna.
She doesn't know that. I mean, Aurora doesn't know that.
Yeah, he said.
I did say it, yeah.
Fair.
I'm re-rolling that 1 for damage. So that's gonna be 7 damage. Total with the first arrow.
Yeah, so you step out of the brush, you knock your arrow, you kind of tip it back to that point where you know you're at your sweet spot. You fire, and boy, does it just whistle up and across the bridge, and there's this audible as it hits, and the creature on the other side doesn't even make a sound. It just slumps to the ground in a very obvious dead heap.
Okay. I'm gonna try for the second one. That one's going to be past my 80 though. So is that disadvantage then, or what is
Give me 1 sec. 10, 15.
Yeah, I believe that's disadvantage if it's out of your. If it's completely out of your range, then.
Yeah, so I was wrong. Cat, hang on. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I was wrong. That is your 80 mark. 75 was the one right before it.
Oh, well.
I was counting it unintelligently. But yeah, what happens is if you shoot outside of that range, out of the short range, then you are rolling a disadvantage.
Okay. Normally it's not a problem because I have a longbow normally. Now I have halfling arm.
That's what you get, you little shit.
I got a big head, little arms.
Alright, 17 absolutely hits.
And a dire for another hole.
Again, you see, you don't even watch your first arrow land. You hear it, and you're like, yeah, it's dead. You draw that second arrow, rear back, you fire again, and as you kind of watch, eagle-eyed on this second one, as the first one drops, the second arrow hits, and boom, just slumps to the ground, ceases to exist. So...
that's all I've got.
Okay. So what we're going to do is, for all intents and purposes at this point, these 2 ogres are unconscious. Does anybody intend on currently waking them up by normal means, or leaving them behind? What is your plan, so I know if we move forward with combat, or...
I think we're going to try to just get past them. I'm letting Ree lead on that aspect.
Well, yeah, Ree's not doing anything with them. She would just be moving on. She had no plan.
Fair enough.
Here.
My goal then would be to see if I can get any arrows back, because I just fired a fuck ton of them, and to keep an eye from the direction that the magic-y one went, so that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, just so everybody knows, as far as unconsciousness is concerned with knocking a creature out in combat via non-lethal damage, it'll knock them out for 10 minutes. So you guys have a 10-minute roleplay buffer before they would start to come to, like, oh, what the fuck just happened? So, in that time frame, what we'll do is we will end combat. Let me shut off the entire army battle that was apparently just happening here. And, okay, so you shot, I believe it was 9 arrows, is that right?
I had a total of 11 arrows.
11. Okay, give me just 1 second to roll some dice. Alright, it was a d10 plus 1. You recover 8.
Oh, well, that is fantastic.
Not bad. That was not bad at all.
Yeah, I gave you the plus 1 because as a ranger, you're good at, pulling arrows out of things that you've shot. At least things that you know how to fight. If it's got flesh, it's easy.
I want to retrieve my 2 daggers as well if they're there.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
I think you said one was for sure, but I didn't ask about the other one.
Yeah, you threw them both at the ogres, the regular ogres, not the big guy that fell,
Correct.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, you get them both.
Hooray! Back up to 6.
Okay, what is everybody doing? Combat has come to a quote-unquote conclusion. These two assholes are still sitting here. You still see the shadows kind of holding their eyes shut as they saw logs. I mean, very heavily breathing and farting and grunting.
Ree's going to try to quickly find like any like bits of cloth like on them, I guess, and just kind of like rub her face clean.
Okay, yeah, it's easy enough. Actually, as you're doing that, Reed, give me 1 sec. Okay, so like as you grab onto the cloth, not the loincloth, you're better than that. You kind of start to like wipe your. Well, maybe you're not. I don't know.
If it's cloth, whatever, you know.
It's clean cloth and it doesn't have your blood on it, so you begin to wipe. You begin to wipe it off, and as you kind of let go, the cloth hits this large, kind of like flesh-colored sack, and you hear it audibly jingle when it hits, and it's fucking fat.
I guess she'll take a look at that. What do we got here?
Okay, so you kind of like open the pouch up. It's more than a pouch. It's more like half of a flour sack fucking packed with silver coins.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we will. She'll just pull it off. Actually, you know what? Nah, she'll kind of she'll just leave it for this big guy and not say anything about it, and just kind of take the cloth, wipe her face off, and just throw it down. We gotta go, guys. You guys are not gonna be asleep forever.
Doc will start to lead the way since she's been this way before.
When Ree says they're not going to stay asleep forever, Aurora's going to kind of grab the dagger and just kind of like give a questioning look. Like, it's the look that's very clearly a do you want me to kind of look.
Ree will like meet eyes with her for a moment and just walk across the bridge.
She's going to mutter something not in common. Put the dagger away. Look at Gray. Look at them. Look back at Gray.
I'd say do it. I would rather have two ogres wake up and walk back.
I don't particularly want the next night to have the two of them coming after the two of us.
I think you've already had that experience.
Yes, and I happen to like this body. Growing on me. Or
I'm not
shrinking,
gonna
I
kill
don't
them.
know.
And he's gonna walk by. Probably like jump over the arm.
I'll follow. But I do want to switch my bow and keep an eye ahead of the group as much as I can for if mage things.
Okay, understood. All right, so you guys begin to cross the bridge. As you do so, Gray, please give me a perception check, Mr. Passive 20.
Okie dokie. $18.
Okay, so you do not see the blue guy there. He is long fucking gone. Just moved him to an edge of the map that was not in combat. Alright, so Gray, as you guys begin to cross, you start to go down the path, as it were, the normal part of the path. And over here, you happen to, as you're just kind of like looking around, making sure nothing's going to come screaming out of the bush at you, as you glance over, you see very obviously two large, what appear to be flour sacks, and a small chest.
Yeah, well, it's loot, and Gray definitely wants loot. Gonna go, hold on, I see something, and then walk over.
Okay. Yeah, and it is literally what it is. There are two flour sacks there. Very obviously flour sacks because they didn't take the time to empty all of the flour out of them, as there is some still spilt on the ground. But they are loaded to the fucking brim with coin. And then there's a closed chest that has a metal padlock on the front of it that is locked. Or in the closed state, I should say.
Yeah. He's gonna look over to, I guess, Doc, and go, "Are you good with lockpicks?" I don't think he's seen her lockpick or anything. But before that, he's gonna scoop some money into his pockets.
Okay, you just grab a random handful of coin.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and put, we'll say, 15 gold in your pocket.
Hell yeah. Nice.
And you guys, as he calls, you see him just take a scoop of fucking money and put it in his pocket like a vagabond.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, let me take a look. That kind of, like, she may as well be walking, like, with her hands in her pockets and her shoulders up. I'm gonna use the silvered lockpick for the first time.
Silvered lock. Oh, that's the one that Bofer made you. Okay. So go ahead and give me... One sec. Okay. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check. If you are proficient in Thieves' Tools, you get to add your proficiency modifier.
Okay. I am. $22.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's not bad. You kind of squat down, and the first thing you notice is that this lock is absolutely 100% without a fucking doubt dwarven made. And the reason you know that is because as you flip it up and look at the back of it, there is a an imprint of the holy symbol of Moradin in the back of the clasp. You set it back down and you kind of squat. You pop the silvered thieves' tools in, and within literally 3 seconds, you guys hear an audible click, and for you, Doc, it is like butter. You scoop your pick up to the left, you grab the 2 back tumblers, pop them down, and sure as shit, the whole thing, boop, pops right open.
I noticed that we haven't learned and you didn't check for any buttons underneath.
There's a
Did-
giant
did
lock
we-
on the front.
Yeah, but did Ree teach us nothing?
Before I open the lid,
Oh, that's right.
I want to
Wait, what?
check it for traps.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
Can I assist with that proficiency?
No, because she didn't say it out loud. She just was doing it passively.
That's fair.
You don't notice anything about this that seems anywhere near remotely trapped.
Okay. Doc is really questioning all of her skills right now, so I'm still going to open it slowly. But she's going to say, Grace, step back.
Already did.
Okay, so you take the lock off, which is undamaged, by the way. You did it very professionally. As you take the lock off, you lift the clasp, you throw the chest open, and mind you, the chest is only about 2 feet long by like 3 feet deep and maybe 2 feet in height. It's pretty small for, it'd be like a small traveler's chest. The inside is absolutely pristine. It's got blue velvet interior. Set into the center of the blue velvet interior, dead center, are 3 large diamonds. And scattered around the edges, which are kind of receded around where the central, I guess you can call it, platform is nothing but platinum. Platinum coins. Shitloads of them. To be exact, because I know you're going to take them, there are 80 platinum coins.
Okay, yeah, so
And 3 large diamonds.
So I'm going to take all of that.
Okay, so you can go ahead and add 80 plat and 3 diamonds.
Do they look to be the same size as the diamonds I have currently?
What diamonds do you have currently?
I've got 2 that are worth 300 and 4 that are worth 100.
They are smaller than the 100 sized by about half.
Okay. Just so that way I put them in here properly.
Yeah, they're you looking at them, they're 50 gold piece each. Not a bad fucking haul though.
Oh sure.
Seems the ogres were collecting tax.
You think this was all robbed from the dwarves?
It looks like it. She'll flip over the lock and show the symbol of Moradine.
Oh, it's pretty clear. Y'all traveled with a Moradinian for long enough to know what that fucking holy symbol is.
I'm gonna roll.
There it is.
Grizz gonna roll his eyes and go, dwarves.
I want to pocket the lock, too.
Okay, you have a lock, standard lock with the holy symbol of Moradine on it. The DC, if you decide to re-lock it, is 15.
What do I know about where we're going? Considering I know dwarven shit very well.
You do know dwarven shit very well, but it's because you hunted dwarf slaves. You know jack shit about Underhill, because if you showed up to Underhill as a slaver, you would have been strung up and gutted.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I knew anything, like, if it was significant to them, anything like that.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Make a history check. Make a history check, and do it with advantage, only because you would have definitely been taught about dwarves and dwarven culture and dwarven places of importance.
Doc is also going to get the coins out of the flour sack.
Okay, give me 1 second for that. Let me finish this bit up.
They're gonna click over.
Oh,
I think
okay. Yeah, so Underhill. There's a few things about Underhill. Let me grab some notes real quick.
Because it's just as important to know why you need to stay away from places and how to potentially get out of it if you get stuck there. Assuming you want to, survive.
Okay, so Underhill is a small village that exists, obviously, along the exterior of Dwarven Mountain Range territory. It is a very popular mining village. It is where copper, iron, and amethyst are typically gathered for all of Dwarven society. That is like where they have found the best of the best veins. It is not under protection by King Runheim, as it lies on the exterior of the mountain ranges. Besides that, you don't know a whole lot. It's just a little mining village.
That's cool. She's just thinking as they're walking and stuff.
Okay. Candace, so let's see here. You've got... Alright, so you start to empty the flour sacks into your coin purse of the pocket plane. As you do so, you gain the following. 500 pieces of copper. 3,000 pieces of silver.
Okay.
And 1,500 and now 85 pieces of gold, as 15 was snatched.
Okay, got it.
Water tax.
I mean, to be fair, without you, you wouldn't have seen it, so...
Sure.
Water tax.
Okay, yeah, and that's all you find there. It's just a couple sacks of coin and the chest, so...
I wish we could take this chest to bring it back, but it's pretty heavy. It's small, but heavy.
Now we clear all the beasties out of the mines, and we'll direct everybody back to this.
So, it's about this time you guys start to hear something stirring from the other side of the bridge.
Gotta go.
Run away!
Alright. So you guys begin to hoof it down the path, which reopens up into some more plainsy scenery before you reach the river. So you get to the river. There is another bridge, very, very well made. It's not rickety like the other one. Nobody is there. You cross it with ease, and you begin to approach Underhill. You guys approach the outskirts of Underhill, and from the interior of the village, first of all, two things about this village. One, there are no walls surrounding it. It is open face into the mountains. And two, a lot of the buildings appear to be built into the face, like the actual mountain structure itself, and only some of the buildings sit on the exterior. So, you guys begin your approach.
Well, no wonder this place got invaded. There's no protection here.
All natural.
What the fucking walls?
All right.
It's not under protection of their king, but I am sure enough dwarves with pickaxes isn't something you particularly want to come up against.
So as you begin to make your approach into Underhill, there is another feature that you need to know, and that is that there are 4 guard towers here that are built of stone, iron, and what appears to be small purple gems inlaid in large mosaic designs. You all recognize it as amethyst. But as you make the approach, you see a contingent of guards, probably 4 of them, we'll say, that begin to approach you as you are approaching what would be the quote-unquote city itself, or the village itself. They aren't necessarily hostile looking, but they are beelining for you.
Are they dwarves?
They are dwarves.
Oh, okay.
Do I recognize them from being here before?
I mean, make a... Give me a sec. Make an intelligence check. I don't know. Do you remember? Not going to give you history, because these people have no historical significance. Yet.
Sure. Okay.
No, you see him coming, and you're trying hard. You're like, oh, let's see, I know. Babble, dabble, sleepy, doc, and dopey. But nope, don't see anybody I know. So they begin to approach you. The one guy takes the lead. He's holding a pike, wearing scale mail armor. The other 3 are also wearing scale mail, but they're armed with crossbows. And heavy crossbows, and they approach you. The 3 kind of take up this like semi like crescent moon formation behind the guy with the pike, and the guy with the pike begins to approach. He kind of squints and looks the lot of you up and down.
Hail and well met. Hi.
Whoa. What in the fuck do we have here? The gnome, I can understand. The halfling, I suppose I get that as well. But a fucking fallen angel? And what is that?
Goblin. Hi.
Ah!
Yeah, I bet you probably didn't recognize me on account of all the blood.
Well, no, it wasn't really the blood, it's all the fur and muscle. Usually your type are scrawny as shit. What the fuck are you? What have you been eating?
She's
Lots
strong
of
as
rats.
fuck.
Yeah, I'm strong as fuck, boy. Yeah, you eat a lot of rats.
Wait, you eat rats and you look like that?
Dire rats.
Dire rats, yeah.
Oh. It's all about the protein then.
Yeah.
Guess I should...
100 push-ups every morning, you know.
I can't do 100 push-ups to save my life, but I should probably lay off all the starch, and by starch I mean beer. Alright.
Oh, yeah, it's all the clear alcohol works best, I know.
Fair enough, lass, fair enough.
The grain.
So what brings you all to Underhill? We're in a bit of a predicament right now. We're not really taking travelers in, so is there any reason why you're here in specific?
For your predicament, we heard you guys needed help, right?
How did you hear that? Who are you?
Do we have a group name? Is there anything we want to call ourselves?
Really?
No.
I'm Ree. Name's Joel Rethie. We heard about your predicament from the druids.
Ah!
Yeah, they sent us here.
Ah! The fuck! No! How did they hear about it? We didn't send any missives to them.
And they, talk to birds. Sometimes they become birds.
They've got their fucking pigeons watching us.
Yeah, probably.
He kind of turns around. as he turns around, he says in Dwarven, Re and she, excuse me, I've still got it written down as she on. I've got she written on a card that I also have a note to make a new card because Bofer is also gone. So I got a lot of things to change. Anyways, in Dwarven, he turns around and says, "Hey lads, when we get back, remind me to round up the pigeons. It's time for some pigeon pie." They all kind of chuckle and, alright.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Kind of glances back at you with his eyes wide. Did you say that in common or did you say that in Dwarven?
I said that in common.
Okay. Still, he eyeballs you for a second. Kind of glances back and forth. Alright, so what you're telling me is that the druids, Nightbreeze, he's got his pigeons watching us, and he saw us send a missive out, so he got a hold of you and sent you to help us?
More or less. Yeah, I mean, we had a dwarf friend, and, you know, we heard dwarves needed help, so, you know. Figure why the hell not? You know?
Dare I ask where your dwarf friend is now? Might make this a little bit easier.
Oh, where the fuck did he go? Where'd he go? He went down south, right?
Oh, up north.
Up north. Did he go up north? I thought he went down south.
Can you go to the Dwarven capital?
Aurora's gonna speak up in Dwarven. She'd say, our companion, Bofer Amblrock, is a bit of a traveler. He was going back to his forges.
Did you say Anvil Rock?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh. That was you had an Anvil Rock as a traveling companion? Lucky for you, you're still alive.
Lucky for him, he's still alive, to be honest. Yeah, he died several times. He got the shit beat out of him several times. He got burned.
Aurora's gonna turn away slightly so that, you know, her expression can't be seen as she's reacting to that.
Yeah, he was a little bit squishy at times. But he was a good guy. He was a good enough guy.
Alright. So your
Kept us
friend,
mostly alive.
your Anvilrock friend, he made for the capital, and you were told by a druid to come help us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Alright.
if you don't want an extra set of hands.
No, listen, lass, I'm not turning down any help, alright? Look, we've got a little bit of, pickle we found ourselves in here. I'm not the one to really, discuss that, but I'm sorry, what's that fallen angel? You have something to say?
Would it be an ogre situation?
I would ask how the fuck you know about the ogres, but you told me that the pigeons told you.
No, he's
Well-
gonna point to like the blood on Ree.
Yeah. We found some ogres along the way.
And we
Oh.
took care of part of the problem already.
The ogres are outside.
Yeah, they're on one of the bridges. They're blocking our path, so we, unblocked it.
Oh, right. I don't think I'm the one to be taking this sort of information, because last I checked, they were in our minds.
I'm
But,
actually kind of surprised to see you guys here because I figured, they were talking about like smushing dwarves and such.
Ripping them limb from limb, actually.
Yeah.
yeah, ogres, they tend to talk a lot of shit when they're getting their asses whipped out of our minds. But, okay, I digress. Obviously, I am out here, they're in there, full production, stop. You're welcome in Underhill, obviously. Keep your wits about you. Please don't take what's not yours. And if you're looking for somewhere to stay, if you need to clean yourself up just a little bit, he points at Ree.
Yeah, that'd be nice actually.
The House of the Dwarf Lord Inn is fantastic. In the sub-basement, they actually have a hot spring, natural hot spring, which is fueled through a magma chamber that exists underneath the mountain. It's wonderful. Go get yourself taken care of.
I'm sorry. What? You have a bathtub made of magma?
Oh, no. It's made of water, but the heat itself is generated through a magma field that runs underneath the mountain, yes.
That's fucking terrifying. Can I just get like a bucket?
Oh, aye, they've got those two.
Okay, great. That's great. Thank you.
Alright, well, anyways, welcome to Underhill. Keep your noses clean and we won't have any problems, will we?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Who should we talk to after we get ourselves cleaned up? You said we
Well-
just gonna find you again, or
No, not me. Look, my shift is over in, he looks up at the sky, probably the next, I don't know, 3/4 of a sun. So, once that's done, I'm out, I'm drinking, I'm done. I would highly suggest you have a conversation with, well, to be totally honest, I'd go see the Ore Master himself, Master Grangel Anvilrock. He's up in the Ore Master's fortress at the base of the mountain. If you are in need of healing, you can head over to the Temple of Garl Glittergold or the Temple of Moradine. If you go over to the Temple of Garl Glittergold, Clanesh Goldencaw, beautiful lady, very kind, very sweet, she'll give you anything you need, for the right price, of course. And then, obviously, you can go talk to Jorax Firebrand over at the House of the Dwarf Lord Inn if you're looking for lodging, at least temporarily.
I mean, well, yeah, let's definitely do that first.
And then if you're really curious, you could always ask around, you know, there's plenty of people in town, some who actually survived the initial assault in the mines, may have some more information about what they saw, versus, you know, what the Anvil Rock, he kind of looks around, excuse me, what the Master, the Ore Master, might have to say about that.
Alright. Appreciate your help. Guess we'll go.
Alright, lass, take care of yourself. He turns around, he shoulders his pike, and he just fucking trudges back down towards the center of the town.
See, all dwarves aren't so bad, right? They're nice. They're nice folk.
Talks too much.
Or is going to just glare at Reed for a second. Not really at Reed, but just glaring at the situation. And she's gonna wait until they're gone. So I don't particularly want to stay in a dwarven town.
Where do you want to stay?
Outside's fine. There's ferns here.
Are there
You
ferns here?
enjoy the ferns, I want a bed.
I would rather sleep in the bottom of the chasm in what's covering Reed right now than stay in a dwarven town for any longer than I have to.
Enjoy.
What happened? Who was that?
Yeah, that's all you. That I guess this is fucking gross.
She better
I
not
hate
start
seeing some
to
gross
go
shit.
backwards.
Not at this way. If they find out anything, I will make what happened before look like the most peaceful thing we've seen in months.
Wait, what? To who? What?
If the dwarves happen to find out in any way where they happen to find out about the past at all, it's not going to be pretty. No,
Oh,
not.
well,
no,
yeah,
well,
don't. Why would you even bring that up now? Come on,
You're Aurora.
you're a different person.
Doesn't make it suddenly a comfortable, happy, fun place to stay.
No, that's fine. Just don't make it so obvious that it's not comfortable and happy for you.
Yeah, just don't bring it up. Push that pain down. You know.
Yes, I
Well,
believe it's called lying. Try it.
Let's get you cleaned up then, and I'm assuming that you want to go to the temple as soon as you can, probably.
I would like to go. Assuming that you're looking at me.
Of course.
You don't have to come with. Nobody has to come with. But yeah, I'd like to go over there.
Well, if there's ogres about, and we stick together now, right? So let's stick together. It's a new day.
Right, while you two get acquainted, married in the church, I'm gonna go find a bed. You lot have fun.
But the plan was to end first.
Yeah, we'll do the
I'm fine
inverse
with that
of
too.
it.
You
Yeah.
can share one if you want.
I think I prefer a private room, thank you. Especially after last night.
I mean, we've seen you in staff. It's nothing special.
That's not what I meant, but sure. I'm too tired to care what you think, short stack.
At some point, y'all are gonna have to let me talk.
Do it when I'm awake.
She'll start walking toward the inn.
Okay. So, as you guys enter the what would be the interior of the village, it is a mainly exterior, from what you can see, dwarf mining village. There are carts being pulled with huge pack animals, bison. There are big cows. There are boars, gigantic boars, and they are pulling carts full of ore, full of ingots, which is processed ore, full of weaponry, armor, things of the sort, from here to there, back, front, left, right. There are people in the street selling wares. They're hawking, just random assorted things like jerkies and honestly even flowers. Definitely lots of arms and armor. There's a lot of people. It's not any Middleton, but for the situation at hand as you understand it, and it being kind of an outlying village in general, and a mountain village on top of it, it's pretty bustling. There's a lot of people, a few hundred that you can see at least milling about. There are guard patrols that you see. They're in groups of 4. Between the time that you guys leave the dwarves that just left you and going straight for the House of the Dwarf Lord Inn, you encounter an additional 2 guard patrols. They don't pay any heed to you. You just go about your business. As far as the cast of people that you see here, definitely dwarf heavy. There are gnomes, definitely some halflings, half-elves. You see half-orcs. You see a couple of humans here and there. Elves are pretty much non-existent. You don't see anybody who is full-blooded elf, but you do notice a couple half-elves. And then there's an occasional turtle and tabaxi kind of in the mix, moving around, milling about. So, you enter the House of the Dwarf Lord Inn.
At some point, I'm going to need to talk to somebody about this tooth.
That is true.
Same.
Didn't Nightbreeze say there was some kind of runesmith in this town?
I believe so, yeah.
All right. So, you guys enter the tavern. The tavern is for midday, meaning just about 3 p.m. It is bustling. It is, there is a lunch crowd leaving and an early drinking crowd entering. There are a couple of bards sitting on a very, very small, almost like a couple of wooden pallets stacked on top of each other with a step stool to get onto the pallets, playing, one guy on a mandolin and the other one on a drum, just kind of going about their business, keeping things light. There are a few servers that are walking around the interior of the tavern. Almost everybody inside of this establishment, at this time anyways, is dwarven, aside from 2 gnomes that are sitting at a table to themselves, going about their business. So, you guys enter, nobody pays any heed to you. At the far back of the room, you do see that there is a bar. The bar stools are completely taken up. The interior smells like roast chicken and potatoes right now, as the lunch crowd is leaving. What would you like to do?
Oh, this fucking roast chicken and potatoes smell amazing.
I think Gray would immediately, try and get a room.
Yeah, Doc would go over to the keep, to the bar, and try to get attention and say, we're going to need 4 rooms if possible. I'm not sure what you have available, and also, if dinner doesn't come with it, I'd like to pay for dinner as well.
So this was to the barkeep, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy, he turns to you. He's a male hill dwarf. He's got absolutely jet black, ebony skin, and a very distinctly graying beard, but was once at one point black. He's a little bit older than most dwarves of like adventuring age. He's probably in his 80s, but that is by no means end of dwarven life. That's far before geriatric. He's got dark brown suspenders with a cream-colored tunic underneath it, long sleeve, but the sleeves are rolled up and tied off. His beard is just shy of belly length and is tied off in a copper clasp that has the Anvil of Moradin facing outwards. So yeah, he turns to you as you just start rambling off orders to him, and he says, all right. Oh, settle down. What are we getting at now?
Oh, forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted.
Oh, you look tired, wee one.
She's also beat to shit right now.
How many? What's your hit points
I
at?
have 12 right now.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we seen some shit.
He kind of glances over at you.
Oh,
If possible.
bucket of biscuits. What happened to you? Are you all right? You need to go to the temple. You're fucked up 2 ways from Sunday.
No, it's not my blood. I landed in an ogre.
You fucking what?
We were.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll tell you the story about it
Yeah,
for free with my drum later.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a big thing.
He blinks a few times. He leans on the bar table now, scoots this dude's dinner plate to the side, who is sitting right in front of him, and he goes, and he goes,
No, you shut your goddamned mouth, boy. A fallen angel, a goblin, a gnome, and a halfling walk into my bar at the same time telling me she flew into a fucking ogre. I got to hear the story now.
The beginning of a joke, yeah.
We could
That's
possibly.
like a good joke.
Is dinner, would we be able to have dinner and maybe chat with you?
Oh, it's not time for dinner yet, but we've got leftovers from lunch. Roast potatoes and chicken.
Is that what we were smelling when we came in?
Well, I sure hope so. It wasn't... Well, actually, it may have been me. A lot of garlic and onions lately.
I think the leftovers would be wonderful, thank you.
Beautiful. Have a seat. I want to hear the story.
he looks over and he kind of grabs one of the ladies who's attending to the other people at the bar, and now moving the guy who was just sitting there that he swept out of the way. And he whispers in Dwarven. Those of you who know Dwarven, you hear, that would be Ree and Aurora. You hear, he says, I need you to get me a back room for this lot. I'm very curious about how this one fell in a fucking ogre. She kind of looks over and she says, all right, it's no problem. I'll get it right up for you, yeah? He disappears. He just turns around and he says, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Disappears behind a curtain. You hear some rumbling. It sounds like a cast iron pot being moved around. And you see the lady that was just attending him kind of disappear off towards what would be a hallway leading towards in-rooms.
Doc will put her arms on the, bar top and then just drop her face down into her arms and wait.
And Ree just drops her backpack.
Poof!
Fuck this backpack for a minute. Ah, my back and my shoulder.
So a couple minutes go by as you guys scope the place out. Gray, please give me a perception check. This is passive.
13. I didn't get to roll. It just hit the wall and bounced.
So it's with disadvantage because you are exhausted.
Ah. It's 13.
Man, fuck you. But yeah, no, disregard. All right. Yeah, you kind of glance around and you just see a lot of dwarves. Lots of them. And you're like, man, I'm too tired for this shit.
Yeah, also I feel like every now and then he would just look over to his left for the shadow pops up where he thinks the shadow pops up for a second and then just turns back.
And he's convinced every time he sees it, sometimes he sees it on people and you kind of squint and blink at him and then it's gone and you're like, son of a bitch, man. All right.
He's fucking with me.
Aurora's going to stay relatively near the exit, because these movies are all peaceful. She doesn't like being surrounded by dwarves.
So there is this, as you guys are sitting here and kind of glancing around, yeah, and you're right, Aurora, there are way too many dwarves here for you to feel comfortable in the skin that you are currently in, or otherwise. As you guys are waiting, a couple minutes start to go by, and you glance over because you hear the kind of like crackling. You hear like this crackling sound, like static electricity, and you see the spear light up, and Gray's eyes light up for a moment. Gray, you hear,
Master? Master, this place stinks like dwarves!
Red's going to sigh. He's going to go, yes.
Because there's a lot of.
Master, me no like! Can we sleep on the roof?
No, I'm not sleeping on the roof. I'm gonna sleep in a bed.
But I want to sleep on the roof, please?
Then let me throw you there.
You will never let me go.
Then stop complaining.
so, alright.
I want to make some kind of check so that Gray tries and remembers in his tired state to say this in his head.
Oh. He wants to make sure he didn't say all that out loud.
Sorry, I apologize. My fucking voice mod was acting like a toddler and demanding that I show notifications. What did you just say?
Am I allowed to make some kind of check to see if he, in his tired state, remembers that it's in his head? To, like, speak in his head?
Make... You know what? You are really tired. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy, I'm great at those.
Yeah.
If I could reverse guidance you, I would.
Reverse guy.
14. Even though you rolled great and have a shit modifier, even in your exhausted state, it's not too hard at this point to keep it in your head. You barely do, but you do.
I feel like he's kind of like stumbling over as he's.
Alright, so, as that starts to kind of fizzle away, you guys see the electricity kind of stop. Gray's just kind of standing there like, what the fuck, look on his face. And out from the back...
More like an annoyed.
Out from the back of the tavern, through the cloth, again, you see the dwarf man come with a server's platter, a huge circular server's platter. And on it are 6 bowls, overflowing with what appears to be chicken and potatoes. There's also an entire loaf of bread sitting in the center, and he's got glasses of water on the outside edge. It actually looks super balanced, but very heavy. He comes out, he's kind of panting, and he looks at the lot of you and goes, "Alright, let's go have ourselves some food, eh?"
Fuck yes!
He kind of pushes past you guys, and he kind of just, like, does a little spin, almost like somebody's twirled him, and then begins to walk in towards one of the back rooms. And you hear him say, my dear? Where are you? Which room did you go into? And then you hear from a room down the hall, way, way down the hall. Papa, in here, please. You see a little head poke out. Kind of starts walking down the hall. Alright, follow me, here we go. Goes into the room. Go ahead.
Doc will do like a slow, like, child slide down off of the tavern bar stool, and then head that direction.
Okay.
Reed's just dragging her backpack too. She's not even trying to pick it up.
So, as you guys are moving, is Aurora going, or is Aurora staying by the door?
I'm going to. She's going to try and catch Doc's eye as they go, and just do kind of a subtle and stay. But if she can't catch Doc's eye, then she might end up being a little more active.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Doc, make a passive perception check. Just make a perception check.
15.
Yeah, you glance, or as you're kind of like looking around the room, you see Aurora, and you see the subtle middle finger go up.
God, I love that that's her.
She'll like
Yeah.
head back there.
Yeah, not a chance in hell am I going into a room where I don't know the exits or anything else.
I
That
figured,
sounds
yep.
exactly like what they said that they would like to do if I ever made it to one of their cities.
So as you guys begin to kind of go up and around the corner, Doc, somebody bumps into you, and you look down, almost like, what the fuck? Because it's somebody just a little tiny bit shorter than you. And you notice it is a dwarven child, probably around the ages of somewhere between like 7 and 15. Very, very young and very, very little. They're little people anyways, but they're real little. And as they bump into you, he looks up and he goes,
Oh, sorry, miss. This is for you. Bye-bye.
and he hands you this small box that is completely black with a red ribbon wrapped around it and tied off in a bow. And you see him kind of like, as the whole situation unfolds, the bump, the weird conversation, you're now holding this box, which is only about 9 inches long and 4 inches wide. He starts to walk off behind you, and you kind of like glance back like instinctually, hey, wait a minute, and as that happens, kid's fucking gone.
I check my pockets really quick too.
Okay.
Nothing's missing.
So are you going to check every coin in the coin purse of the pocket plane,
like,
or
just
what do
the
you?
things that would have been easier to grab off, like my daggers or
Oh no, okay. there's none of that missing.
Hold on, let me just pour out my entire.
1 second, I need to count on.
He just really quickly reaches into the coin purse and goes, "Give me all your plat," and all of a sudden he's running. Ah! Best thief ever.
I just wrote dwarf baby instead of child. Whoopsie.
I mean, it essentially was a dwarf baby, but I think a dwarf baby is like something that a half orc passes after they eat a really big burrito, so instead of a burrito baby.
Yeah, so Doc will once she realizes that he's gone and kind of, it clicks what just happened, she will put the box into her backpack for now. She's just gonna kind of, not like, honestly, she's too tired to even try to hide it. She's just gonna kind of put it in her backpack.
Okay, yeah. So, you guys are heading down the hallway. This weird little situation happens. You kind of glance over, and Doc unslings her backpack, and she puts this little, like, 9-inch long, 4-inch wide, looks like a gift box that is completely black with a red piece of ribbon tied in a bow around the top of it into her backpack. And she closes it, throws it over her shoulder, and continues on.
Is there any weight to it, or is it just negligible?
There is weight to it. Give me a sec. It is 1 pound.
You are now over encumbered.
I might be encumbered with that.
I mean, you guys are pretty fucking close to it anyways, let's be real. Alright, so anyways. Alright, so.
Ignore that.
Okay, will do. You guys get to the end of the hall. The dwarven man, the ebony-skinned dwarven man, turns sharply to the left, kind of ducks as he enters because there is like kind of this long strand of multiple strands of hippie beads that are above him. As he kind of ducks, they're being held open so he can get the food in. You guys follow in after him, and what you see is it's an inn room, and in the inn, it's very, very lavish. There are 6 beds. Each bed comes with a trunk at the end of it, with a copper lock on the end of it, and a copper key sitting on top of said trunk. In the center of the room, and now this room is probably about 30 feet long by 30 feet wide, and in the dead center there is a large dinner table, and there are 6 chairs around the dinner table. He sets the tray on one edge, slides it to the center, and just as if it was instinct, goes about taking the bowls of food and setting them into 3 places. Same thing with the water. He takes the bread off, puts it in the center, lays up what appears to be a small pewter bowl of freshly churned butter in the center, and he takes a seat on the opposite side of the table and doesn't have any food or anything like that in front of him. The woman who was attending him leaves with the tray, and you guys find yourselves alone.
Ree kind of throws her backpack in a corner somewhere unceremoniously and just like plops down and just starts attacking the food viciously. She almost looks like she's going into a rage, attacking this food.
And it is delicious. Like, you have had dwarven meals before, but there is something about this meal. The spices in this meal, especially being from a mountain clan of dwarves, that truly brings you back to the mountains of the Grellian territory. You're not sure what the spice is, but something. It's like a Midwesterner sitting down in the deep South and finding a good plate of mashed potatoes and gravy and being like, "Damn it, who did this turkey gravy? Somebody used gizzards because this is where it's supposed to be." If anybody else gets that reference, awesome. Yeah, I know, Lucy, you don't. You're from fucking Africa. So anyways, it is absolutely delicious. He looks over and he kind of expectingly looks at Gray and Doc, and he says, "Oh, you're not going to try to kill yourselves on my chicken."
Wait, what?
Oh no, sorry, I meant no offense. I'm just saying you're eating so fast, I was afraid you're gonna fucking choke.
That's alright, I got her.
Oh, what? Are there bones in this?
Well, of course there's bones in it, it's chicken!
Oh, fuck, I didn't even notice.
His jaw just drops as he realizes you've probably eaten through one, if not two, full chicken leg bones. No problem.
Yeah, I should probably slow down, huh?
Please be
Felt a little
careful.
sharp going down at one point.
Oh,
He points over towards the western wall of the room, and you see there's like what appears to be a cupboard, and he says,
there's a built-in chamber pot when you need to pass the blood.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, there probably will be some of that happening. Yeah.
So we were coming over here to help. We had just finished helping the druids, and they sent us this way, and we encountered a few ogres, and some weird little blue guys.
At this point, I think Gray's gonna. Sorry to interrupt, Kens, but Gray's
Oh, you're
gonna
good.
stop Doc, and like he's gonna start hamming it up, and then he's going to go from a distance. Our halfling here, and then she's gonna start just hamming it up. But
She
like, just
will-
to do it, like get it over with, kind of.
She will absolutely like stop and just let Gray take over and start eating.
"Okay, so what are you doing, Gray?"
I'm basically describing the whole ogre fight and like the start of it.
But as a
to, like,
bard.
the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Like barding it up.
Sure. Make a performance check and then lay it on me. I want to hear what Lucy has.
Okay. That's a 17.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so first of all, as soon as you have the audacity to stop her dead in her story and begin yourself, he's already enthralled. You feel you've got the audience, and he looks at you eyes wide. You can actually see water building up in the corners as soon as you stop her, because he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be fucking great." And he just watches intently. So what do you got?
So I think at the beginning, because the first thing that happened was Doc, like, I think he hears voices. I think was the first thing. So he's gonna go, here we were walking, right? And then, with my great hearing, and he's gonna like ham it up, I hear these horrible thick voices. You can
Oh,
feel,
no.
like, pure evil from the distance.
Oh, evil!
And then he's going to go, luckily though, our halfling here was really sneaky, and she managed
He glances around and goes, "There's no fucking halfling here! There's no halfling in the room, where is she?"
No, I meant no, I forget that. Sorry, I keep mixing.
Make another performance check.
Okay. 19.
He goes, Mordine's beard, you had me.
Anyway, so she managed to sneak in, and like, and and when she came back, she described these giant ogres, 3 times her size.
Oh, so they're really as big as they say?
Bigger.
Ah!
All of a sudden, you guys see this crackle of electricity.
Master, stop lying!
What was that? What was that? Beard, thunder, and lightning bolts from your eyes?
It's shit. I actually don't know. It's me just remembering everything happening.
Make a deception check. That's a fucking lie, sir.
It is a lot. Yeah.
That's a lie because you were told to stop lying.
21.
Oh, hang on.
Oh! You brought a fucking wizard! You brought a wizard to Underhill!
Please, go on, go on!
And I don't want to waste too much time with this, but it's basically gonna keep going like how Ree managed to like fighting only with like this weird with like the Morning Star managed to knock down 2 ogres. And,
Oh!
Aurora with sorry our like halfling friend waiting outside managed to take down.
Oh, so there is a halfling!
She came in with Anyway, so he's gonna keep on hamming that up, and how he managed to, with one single spell, managed to stop a bunch of people in their tracks, including a giant armored ogre.
He slams his fist, as you mentioned that, he slams his fist down on the table, and everything kind of like rattles, and he goes, he is panting and sweating profusely from the brow, tears running out of his eyes, like he has just seen the grandest fucking spectacle of a play ever. It's like he saw Wicked for the first time. And that the overture starts, and 4 measures in, he is weeping. He's just, you've really had a lot going on here for you, haven't you, lad? Sorry, go ahead, Lucy.
So that's nothing. You want to hear? Now here's the part you've been waiting for. On the giant armored ogre's last throws, he grabbed our goblin friend here.
He glances over at Ree.
Face full of
Then
chin.
jumped off the edge.
No, he didn't.
And
We thought we lost her, but then, in some moments, I'm afraid I wasn't able to see it. We heard a thump and a splash down below, and a few moments later, her hand reached over the edge.
Moradin's beard, she lives. She lives. Puts his hand on the table. He reaches over, and his right hand, very shaky, grabs a pewter cup with water, and he starts to sip. But you see it kind of splashing on his beard as he's. Right. Oh. Alright. Excuse me. I need to compose myself. I have a business to run. This has been very wonderful. My dear boy. And he kind of gets up and he scoots over to the seat next to you, Gray, and he sits down and he puts his hand on your wrist. Like, kind of like a grandfather would do, like, listen, son, I need to talk to you. And he says, what's your name? I have to tell my patrons all about the mighty wizard.
Gray. Call me Gray, like the color. Mr. Gray.
Mr. Gray, I see it in your eyes. Something mystical about you. Lightning and thunder burn my beard, boy. And you see, he starts to fucking weep uncontrollably.
Get yourself together, man. Jeez.
He's gonna put his hand on him and go, thank you, but it's been a long travel, and I'd like to get some sleep.
He takes his hand off immediately, and he pats your arm. You see him pat his arm all the way, like, up to his pecs. Just a little bit. Not like any weird nipple stuff, but, like, up to his pecs, and then down his arm. And then as he grabs his hand, he kind of, like, locks fingers for just a moment. Almost a little bit too much for your taste, but not quite to the point where you want to cut him in half. Well, maybe you do. I don't know.
Well, he gave me chicken.
He did give you chicken. At least I have chicken. So he gets down to that point, though, and he looks up and he goes, you've had quite a journey, lad. Let me tell you something. This is the mightiest tale I've heard in half a decade. The room's on me.
Oh.
You enjoy yourselves while you're here in Underhill. I give you 5 nights for free. On me, you come back. But please promise me, Mr. Gray, that you'll tell me stories every time you come back. And maybe next week on Monday, 'cause I might have a free spot in between shows, you maybe tell your story to my patrons?
Sure.
Sounds like a good deal, man.
How much do we owe you for food?
Oh no, that's all inclusive.
Oh, thank you. Is
Here
there-
at the House of the Dwarf Lord, my dear, everything's included for the price of one.
Well, thank you. Is there a bath anywhere here in town that we might be?
Oh, you're looking for a bath? Yes.
I just need like a bucket of water personally. I'm not all about the whole lava thing.
Oh, you're talking about the hot spring in the basement. Technically, the sub-basement. We do have a hot spring. You're more than welcome to bathe in. I'll have to charge you for that because there's a waiting list for it.
Yep.
But as far as your bucket of water, I'll bring it to you, no problem. Although, by the looks of you, no offense, by the way, you probably need a wee bit more than a bucket of water.
Yeah, big bucket of water?
I could have a barrel of water brought up and maybe just some hot water from the spring so you can have a nice soak.
Yeah, alright, that'll be fine. Thank you. Yeah, don't, I'm not gonna get inside a fucking pit full of lava. I'm all set with that.
Oh no, there's no lava. The lava's buried deep beneath the surface of the earth. It's just a little steam jet that comes up and heats all the water. That's natural. You know, like it's like the druids do.
What? What do the druids do?
Oh,
Do that too?
no, it's all natural.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We're talking about metal to one of the druids, and he almost vomited on me.
Oh, they tend to do that. Yeah, I see that. I knew a dwarf druid one time. He was constantly torn between kicking the shit out of people with axes and turning himself into a fucking moose.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that struggle. Yeah.
I'm not kidding about that, by the way. Seriously, he could transform himself into a moose. Craziest shit I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, we've seen shit like that, too, yeah.
You've seen a moose druid?
No, it's not a cat.
And an owl and a tree ant.
You see? Hold on. I don't think we have the time for stories, but I've got to hear about this cow druid.
Next Monday.
I don't
Yes!
talk about the cow druid.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a sad story. Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Alright, well, I suppose we'll just go ahead and move on. I'll go grab you a bucket of water, and anybody else who wants to go downstairs, all you have to do is see the attendant. You can pay there. You have this room free for 5 days, so long as Mr. Gray comes back on Monday, the 23rd, and tells stories to the patrons.
Wait, so is this just like a community, like multiple bed room thing, or we have like?
Oh, I know. You have the room to yourselves. It's you and your group. I believe there were 4 of you, so you just have a couple of extra beds. If you have a friend, or maybe you want to bring a courtesan in, you're welcome to.
Would I be able to pay for an extra room with just one bed?
Oh, lass, I suppose you could do that.
Okay, how much?
Well, it depends on the type of room you're looking for. I can put you somewhere really cheap for a gold a night, or I can put you somewhere a little bit more comfortable for 2.
The cheap is fine.
Alright. Kind of glances at the other 2. Yeah, right, so it'll be a gold a night, so if you're committing to staying here for 5 days, it'll be 5 gold.
She'll hand over 5 gold.
Alright. He takes it and he says, meet me back at the bar and I'll get you a key to your room, dear.
Thank you. She'll actually just start to, like, follow him. Well, I guess we still have food. I'll finish my food in that way.
Okay, at this point, he looks out to the lot of you and he says, I'm very glad for your presence here. There are dark times here in Underhill, and I think the light that you've brought to us, ironically, Mr. Grey, it's gonna do some good for the people. Bless your hearts, and may Moradin guide your swings with the swift justice of fire every time. And he turns and he walks out. Lucy getting an inspiration point for that crazy fucking roleplay.
Yeah, I think as he leaves, he's going to turn to the group and go,
You're welcome.
and then hit the bed.
Thank you, Greg.
Doc just keeps eating. As soon as the food's gone, Doc will stand up and clear her own plate and then head out the door.
Okay. Food is delicious. You guys have consumed definitely more than your fair share of awesome potatoes and chicken. All right. While this has happened, we will say we're going to leave off at this scene with Gray jumping into bed. Mind you, it's only 3 p.m. So Gray's jumping into bed. Rhea's eating. Doc has just left to go, I'm assuming, to the bar to pick up her key.
Yeah.
During this time, Aurora, are you doing anything?
Uh, I'm doing the I am in enemy territory. They don't know that I'm an enemy, but I'm in enemy territory, so I'm watching and listening to absolutely everything and paying attention to where all the exits are and listening and learning. She's
Fucking
doing
awesome.
that mode.
Make an investigation check for me, please.
Okay. Okay. Investigation. Ooh, that was garbage, unless you're counting the favored enemy thing, which is advantage made to recall information. I don't think it applies.
Give me 1 second. Because maybe.
She focused on making sure that the exit, that no dwarves end up between her and the exit, for all I know.
Okay, so you make, with your ability, you make survival wisdom checks with advantage to track them, to track your enemies, as well as intelligence checks to recall information about them. No, so you are not trying to recall information about them, you are just listening to what they have to say. So you don't have any advantage here. So yeah, as the first, we'll say, because we just role-played for probably goddamn near 25 minutes, the first half of this, you are so overwhelmed with sensory information between sights, sounds, smells, because yes, dwarves have a very particular smell. It is so overwhelming that you almost feel yourself start to panic, but you calm yourself down. You know that you are not in the form that would have instinctually fired an arrow and started a bloodbath, which could have ended in your own death. With that knowledge, with that recession into yourself, that natural, quote-unquote, bloodthirsty killer instinct, with that being withdrawn into you, you refocus yourself and you begin to listen a little bit clearer. Make one more investigation check for me, please.
I think I'm gonna end up going outside, because that's another single digit.
Yeah, so it is, you try your hardest to focus, but in your entire life, literally, in your entire life, you have never been in a room with more free dwarves than right this moment. And more than that, you're alone.
I'm probably just gonna, go right outside and not be inside.
Okay, so over the course of the next...
Two single digits, I'm not doing too great.
Not great. Doesn't help that you have a 0 investigation, but... so you step outside, much more peaceful out here, still a little uncomfortable, but as far as the people moving to and fro, not as bad as it had been. What you do here, as people are moving about you and milling about you, there are a couple of girls, dwarven girls, that walk past you, and you overhear a conversation in dwarven that they're having. And what you hear one of the girls say is that she is convinced that the iron mines are just haunted. There's nothing invading them. They're just haunted, and there's a ghost that is haunting the mines and scaring people away. Or maybe there's a pack of ghouls that got loose from somewhere deep within the recesses of the mountains, and don't worry. She just keeps saying, don't worry, they'll have it taken care of by, next week. It's not that big of a deal. It's definitely, it's a ghost. It's a ghost or maybe some ghouls.
I'm just gonna sit and kind of lean against the building, because I'm not tired.
No, you feel great.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna sit and enjoy the outside as much as I can and be ready. And probably, not pulling out any arrows, nothing with hostile, but, just check fletching, stuff like that, little benign thing, passing the time.
Okay. On that note, Doc, you have exited the room. Gray, you are now probably pretty damn near fast asleep. There's a lot of chicken left. And Doc, you exit the room. I'm assuming you said you were heading back up front. Is that right?
Yeah, as she's walking out, she'll, if she can, catch eyes with Ree. If she looks up at all.
Yeah, she'd probably glance up as you're on your way out here.
She'll do like a nod and she'll say, "Whenever you're ready," and then she'll leave the room.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll head over to I want to have my plate with me, so I want to like bring it to where he was at. And
Sure. So you come down the hallway, around the corner, through the main lobby, and then over to where the little bar area is where he was at. And he's back there. He's talking to patrons, just kind of, giggling it up. He is very energetic right now. You can see he is fucking full of life.
I'll bring my plate to the bar and slide it up there and say, "I wanted to grab that key."
He turns. He looks over at another gentleman. Give me one moment. So he looks over to another dwarven gentleman, kind of bushy brown hair in this weird, almost bob cut, but it's a little bit more bushy than that. It's almost like a little bit more froey. And he says, "Gerald, give me just a second. Excuse me." Turns back to you, and he says, "Right, dear. Yes, we'll get you that. We'll go ahead and put you in room number 6. Lucky number 6 for the gnome." And he pushes the key over to you. Little copper key. It's got a 6 that is the eye of the key. And the head of the key looks pretty standard. Nothing really fancy. It looks like it would just flip up. It's just like a bar with a little partially etched out hook underneath it that would flip up a very specific deadbolt.
Gerald was a patron, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
And he says, "Oh, Moradine's beard, I really didn't think that I'd have you and your group shine upon our tavern this day, but here we are. You have a mighty fine wizard in your midst, and I'm so excited to hear more of his stories next Monday."
I'm sure he's excited to tell them. He likes to talk. For the bath, you had said there was a wait list. I don't want to jump ahead of anybody. How does the wait list work?
Oh, it's not necessarily a wait list. It's just that you've got to go down and wait in line. We can only allow a certain number of people into the bath at the same time. If you come back around midnight, 1 a.m., you usually find it empty. But after that, you're usually getting the drunkards who are going down there to cook off their next day hangover. And if you're here on a weekend, you're probably trying to find people who are, well, doing some naughty business down there.
Oh, no, I'm not looking for it. So 12 or 1, it would be empty. Okay.
Usually empty. Not always. It's typically the attendant who does not get in the bath with you, because that would be awkward.
Sure.
But yeah, typically, around that time. Actually, he says, now that I think about it, I'm not entirely sure what time it is right now, but I know it's post-lunch, pre-dinner. It may be pretty light right now as well. People are changing shifts.
Yeah, maybe I will head down there. She'll take the key and pocket it, and then
He calls to you. It's if you go around the corner and then an immediate left, you go down the stairwell. That's the attendant. Come back up the stairwell, down the same hallway I brought you in before. You're two doors down from where your friends are.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your hospitality. Thank you.
The pleasure is literally all mine, dear.
So she'll actually head that way and head down the stairs.
Okay. So you start to go down the stairs. As you go down the stairs, they start as wood, and you go down probably a quarter flight of stairs before they switch to stone. The walls, which were wood, that quarter flight, also switch from wood to stone. And it begins to get cold and damp. Another quarter flight of stairs, and it gets humid as shit. Like you just woke up in Georgia in August at about 9 a.m. the morning after it rained all night. Horrific. Now let me tell you, as somebody who's been to Fort Benning, Georgia, fuck that place. Kevin knows what I'm talking about. It is horrific.
Flashbacks, man.
Oh, I know it. It is literally like breathing through cotton. It is hot. It is humid. It is uncomfortable.
I like to call it like breathing hot mayonnaise.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Doc is thanking her lucky star she's no longer covered in fur, I guess. And I will, kind of head in. Is it full? Are there lots of people there?
So as you walk in, there is actually a stone, like a cobblestone wall. There's like an entryway, which is kind of rough hewn, looks earthy in its natural form. There are 2 torches, one on either side of the 20-foot long room, and there are little smokestacks built into the room, which allow the torch smoke to go up and out of the tavern. Ahead of you, there is a door, which is just a cloth hanging over what is a big open archway, 5-foot archway, and there is a dwarven woman standing there, and she appears to be the attendant.
Okay, I'll approach her and give like a little head nod, and then I'll say...
She nods to you.
Hello, my sweet. Are you looking for a little dip in the hot spring?
Yes, if possible, if it's not too full.
She kind of peeks in.
We've got one patron in there right now. I believe he's going to be done in the next 15 or so, as he only paid for 30. And you're more than welcome to go in, or you can get yourself set up now, get your clothes disrobed, and enjoy yourself.
I'll just do it now. That's fine.
Perfect. That'll be 2 silver for a day bath.
Okay, so I'll pay the 2 silver. And then I'm not sure if he was going to contact you or if I should, but we were needing to have some water sent up to one of the rooms upstairs. If we have something like that done, does that usually come from the tavern keep, or would we request it from you, or how does that work?
She looks confused and she says,
He who, my dear? Or are you talking about Jorax?
I think that's... I'm really tired, I apologize. I don't think I caught his name.
Well, if you're talking about the Master of the Inn, that's Jorax Firebrand, yes.
Yes.
Right, yeah, he'll take care of that. We'll have one of our attendants come down and bring it up to your room.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself, and remember, it's a day stream. Day stream flows in, day stream flows out. Make sure you don't do anything naughty, 'cause there's Moradinians about.
She closes the curtain.
Doc just stands there for a second like, oh. And then I'll turn and look at who's in there right now.
So, as you glance into the hot spring, you see a very young dwarven child. Familiar to you. Though disrobed, for the most part, underneath the water you can't see much, but there is a dwarven boy sitting in the hot spring that had bumped into you about half an hour ago. His little toes are just kind of like poking through the edge of the water. Just kind of eyes closed, head back, shoulders resting, arms out, little hairy knuckles. He's cute, but he's, shouldn't be here.
Doc will look at him and like for a second she's gonna like look around like what do I do here? And she'll clear her throat and see if she gets his attention at all.
Let me see. Nope. He is just going about his business.
Okay, so Doc will, do they have robes or towels or anything?
Oh yeah, there's robes.
Okay, so, she'll, like, she's gonna keep her eyes on him, and then she's gonna, like, get undressed and cover herself with a towel, and she's gonna.
There are, just so you know, sorry, there are partitions in the room. When you come in, so I didn't give you a really description of the room. So you enter the room. In the center, there's like a probably 40-foot circumference hot spring. I mean, literally just rough-hewn hole in the ground that is actively bubbling. Not boiling, but, you know, there are bubbles coming up. Smells like sulfur in here. Extra humid. I mean, the walls are literally moist, and moss covers the entire interior. You see that...
Say moist.
I did say moist.
Ew.
Sorry. The room is littered with partitions, probably 15 of them, that are made of cloth, a dark cloth, so that you can pull them into a corner or wherever and get yourself disrobed.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll definitely.
You don't need to be a heathen if you don't want to.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna close up the partition. I'm gonna be listening as closely as I can to make sure he's not suddenly like getting up to. She just doesn't know what to expect. So
Okay.
she'll get undressed and hop into the water. All of her stuff.
Make an investigation check. You said you were doing some perception stuff.
Yeah.
So make a perception check.
Oh. Perception.
Sorry, yeah, not investigation, perception. You can take that roll if you want with your perception bonus.
Oh yeah, sure. So it would be a 20 then.
Okay. You don't hear shit. I mean, there is some breathing coming from the boy in the pool, but that is about it.
Okay. As she gets into the water, she's gonna make sure all her stuff is like near enough that she can grab it if she needs to get out quickly. But then it's not just like she's not going there just to relax. She wants to get clean and then sit for a few minutes and then go.
Okay.
Maybe try to get some of the soreness from getting her ass whooped gone.
All right. So you break the water of the pool. You get yourself in. It is very hot. It is like hot tub level hot. It is bubbling, but man, is it wonderful. Your open wounds immediately begin to burn as you get in there, because you were at what, like 11 hit points out of like 50 something, or 12?
12
Okay.
out of 12 out of 40.
You're not doing well. You are beyond bloodied. As you get in, you audibly and that catches the attention of the boy, whose eyes kind of flicker open. He looks over at you and goes,
Oh, are you right, miss? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You look like you've been eviscerated.
I feel like I've been eviscerated.
My goodness. It's like somebody tried to assassinate you.
Then he closes his eyes again, wiggles his toes in the water.
She takes a very deep breath, closes her eyes, and then just lets it out. Gets clean and decides it's not a good idea to stay here for very long. So once she's clean, she gathers all her shit up. She's still like eyeing the boy, or at least looking in his direction, and then heads back out.
Okay, so you clean your wounds the best you can. Make a medicine check for me, please.
This is at disadvantage, isn't it?
It is an ability check, so yes, it is.
The other one should have been 2, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you regain 2 hit points as you clean your wounds and scrub out the infection that has definitely started from the dirty-ass ogre weapons. And eldritch blasts and sling stones.
Rude little fucks.
They weren't sling stones, they were cow pies. So that sucks. Insult to injury. Enjoy your infection in 3 days, shitbag.
So hit by a shitbag.
Yeah, literally, it is a bag of shit.
You're gonna get infections.
Fuck yeah. So, yeah, so you clean your wounds, you feel that they're good and scrubbed up, you bandage them up a little bit, you get out, cover yourself up, dry off, and you begin to head out. The boy just sits there and wiggles his toes in the water.
Yeah, so she'll head upstairs, and then I'll let somebody else get some time, but the next thing she's gonna do is go to the Temple of Graal.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything? Gray, you are asleep at this point. Sound asleep. Sound the fuck asleep.
Unless Jot has anything to say.
Nah, he ain't gonna keep you up right now. He's fucking sleepy. He's a little sleepy buddy.
Good.
I guess after Ree finishes all the chicken and rice, yeah, she's gonna track down her bucket of water, or barrel of water.
So they have brought the, as you are eating, which we'll say takes you, a good 10, 15 minutes, even as you're pounding, there's just a lot of food there. The attendant knocks on the door, opens the door and comes in, and behind her are two male dwarves pushing a small dolly, and the dolly is literally just a big fucking open-faced keg, and inside is steaming water. They set it down, and she says, I believe you requested a barrel of hot water.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. What do I? How do I do this?
How do you do what, sweetheart? Do you need help in?
Oh, yeah, yes. Is that how this works? Yes.
Right, no problem. Yeah, no problem. Here, let me take your hand.
And she kind of takes your hand.
Do I take my clothes off first? Do I? No, I need to clean my clothes. I'm just gonna wear them.
Oh, you're more than welcome. We can take your clothes. We've got a laundry service if you'd like. We can clean them for you. Bring them back. I give you a robe. You want me to bring it in for you?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So she kind of helps you. She very tenderly and gently, she's very gentle with, overly gentle with you.
Careful of the delts.
Oh, you're so strong.
Right, strong as fuck.
She slowly she helps you disrobe. She puts literally a step stool up to the edge, which takes you up to what would just be like a throw your leg over situation, and she helps you throw your leg over into the keg of hot water, and as you sink in, it immediately soothes your soul. It just overtakes you.
She turns that big keg of water into a bubble bath. Just let. This is kind of nice, actually. What I usually do is I kind of walk outside when it rains, and I just kind of get a rock and kind of get all the rough bits. This is nice. This is nice. I can see why people do this.
The woman with her 2 Constitution saving throw, you see her kind of. Oh,
that was a lot of chicken.
If you've got it from here, sweetheart, I'm gonna take your laundry and we'll have the laundry service. Did you wipe yourself down in garlic?
Was I not supposed to?
I'll be back later, sweet.
Okay. Oh, I don't. Do you do anything about intestine stains?
She looks back at you, and you see her face go pale, and she goes, I'll send a heal water.
Oh, no, not for me. I'm talking about my clothes. There's a lot of...
She looks at the clothes, and she just full-blown chunks into the clothes, and she... And you see chunks of chicken and potato come on, and she goes, Oh, Moradine, forgive me.
Sorry. I know the chicken was really good, too.
And she turns around and she just bolts out of the room, boom, closes the door. Now what she did leave with you was a small vial of suds, little syrupy looking liquid that has the word suds in Dwarven written on it.
Okay, she drinks it.
Oh fuck, make a Constitution saving throw. And take an inspiration point, goddammit. Oh, that is too funny. This is why we can't have nice things, barbarians. 18. You know what's funny? This tastes exactly like the stuff you picked up smells. What was it? The lavender. Hang on a second. What the fuck did you pick up? Didn't you pick something up?
Our other barbarian did.
Yeah, I know the other barbarian did. I thought that we had something.
I don't think I picked anything up that smelled like lavender.
No, you sure fucking didn't. Nope, you've got a very clean inventory. Okay, never mind. This smells.
I don't pick much things up necessarily.
That's true. Pretty much.
A shit ton of helps.
Everybody picks shit up and says, "Here, hold this."
Pretty much.
So
We
yeah,
appreciate you.
it smells like flowers and pollen and all things fruity. And as you down it, you're like, "What the fuck? This did nothing for me." And then it kind of like sits for a second. You kind of like take in the warmth of the hot water, and then you burp. And as you burp, bubbles fucking blow out from your nose and into your hand. You're like, "What the fuck?" Big bubbles.
Do I rub this on my body? I need a fucking instruction manual. What is up with this? What is going on? Is this what people do?
And as you finish the word "do," a bubble spills out from your tongue and onto your hand.
People are fucking weird, man. Just a nice rainstorm, man. Too complicated.
So yeah, Rhea will just continue and just kind of like rub herself down with like her hands and whatnot, and maybe if she gets a bubble, she'll.
Yeah, and as you do so, go ahead and give me a medicine check, please.
I'm real good at this. Yeah, at disadvantage, yeah.
So is Doc. Yeah, so at disadvantage.
Oh, 2.
Oh, no.
And a nat.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure how to apply the suds, but you do, at the end of the bath, as long as it takes, you feel clean. Cleaner than you were. The stains are gone, the blood is gone, and even you, being barbaric by nature, realize that if one of these wounds gets infected, it's gonna fester. And you do your best to clean it out. You're not entirely sure where it is. The blood and the dirt and the shit and all that, the sweat is gone, but it doesn't do much for you besides that. And it smells great. You're like, whoa, this is actually not bad.
Nice. All right. Yeah, and then I guess after she's done with that, she'll just kind of like, I don't know, hop out of the tub and probably just try to pass the fuck out if she possibly can.
Okay.
No, she'll pass the fuck out. She's tired.
Okay, understood. So, now, mind you, there are 6 beds in here. Do you go to something near gray or opposing gray?
Near gray.
Okay, so you hit up the bed right next to gray, flop in there.
Dry, by the way.
She what did you say?
She drips dry. She drip dries. She's not.
Oh, she just climbs right into bed, no fucking problem. So, and these beds are phenomenal. As you jump into it. Now, just for a real-world perspective, this is like jumping into a mattress made of down feathers, pillows made of down feathers, and then like a full-blown, like, bison pelt blanket on top of you. As you're hitting it, as Ree is hitting it, and as Gray is hitting it, you are almost out like a light. It is just, it calls you to sleep.
Nice.
I don't know. It's no dire fern.
Definitely no dire fern, but some of us are a little more civilized than that. Not by much, but barely.
Some feathers stab you out of the pillow.
Yeah. I mean, down, it's bound to do that now and then. But, okay, so Doc and, well, actually, let me jump back over to, Doc and Aurora. What are you two collectively doing? Because at about the same time, you two are coming up into the, Aurora is outside. Doc, you are coming back up into the main hall.
So I'll head outside with the intention of going to the Temple of Garl Glittergold.
So as you enter the, as you exit the House of the Dwarf Lord Inn, you immediately notice, standing about 15 feet away from you near a pile of hay bales is Aurora. Aurora, you see Doc come out.
Yeah, I mean, Aurora looks like she is forcing herself to keep busy. She's meticulously checking, like, the arrows, like, the arrows make sure none of them have been damaged, stuff like that. She's just puttering, trying to keep occupied.
Doc, make a perception check for me. This is for passive perception, by the way.
7.
Make it with disadvantage, you're exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, how low can you go? How low can you go?
Yeah, Oh no.
Well,
I
we'll
rolled
take
a
the
4.
7. Wow, you guys are fucking... These rolls are terrible, man. When we're in combat, you kick the shit out of me, but social rolls. All right, so 7. So you glance over, and just the first thing you notice is, oh shit, there's Aurora.
Okay. So she'll head over. She'll beeline for.
She'll pause what she's doing. And just kind of look. Glance past you, like just moving her eyes, then look back, not say anything yet.
I'm not crazy.
That's the way to start this.
What would be the better way?
No, I'm interested in hearing how you're going to improve this. Go ahead.
When have I ever given anybody in this group reason to pause?
I still believe the questions that you were, whether or not you were crazy, your sanity was never in doubt. But make your point.
If I didn't do it, somebody else would have.
And there it is. Why don't you sit?
I need to go to the temple.
And we will go to the temple.
Doc reluctantly sits.
How you told me a lot about how things look when we do things without talking first.
It wasn't a conversation that had to be had with anybody except for Ree.
Until the bard woke me up in the middle of the night saying, Doc's killing Ree, and then wake up and see a bunch of blood.
The bard wasn't supposed to wake up.
And you all weren't supposed to wander into my camp.
And you weren't supposed to shoot the bard in the neck. We can keep going on. There are lots of things that have happened that shouldn't have happened, but they have happened. And either we let them make us stronger, or we continue to fight each other.
Then why are you letting it make you weak?
Because that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And I have had to do a lot of hard things. I've had to look mothers in the face to tell them I couldn't save their children. I've had to learn some really hard shit. And this was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
And you survived, and she survived.
Yes, but
Eventually.
she's strong as fuck, boy.
Yes, that's why. No, that's not a question for now. Don't need to talk about that.
She is strong as fuck.
Are you just going to let it continue to fester?
I am not going to force her to feel okay with me. She will when she does. But in the meantime, I got myself my own room so she can actually get rest. And when she's ready to talk, we'll talk.
If you got your own room, you're not giving her the chance to talk to you.
She's not ready.
You're making that choice for her, so?
She made it pretty clear when I tried to, I'm not quite as, what's the word I'm looking for, loud, I guess, as the dwarf when it comes to providing guidance, but she had no interest in whatsoever in allowing me to help with that. So she's not ready.
You talked to her yet?
I told her when she's ready to talk to let me know.
You're the What part of Ree's personality makes you think that she is really in tune with her emotions and figuring out how to initiate that sort of conversation after arguably her closest ally ended up revealing this horrific act that needed to be done?
She's a lot deeper than she lets on.
But if she's down there, why do you keep building walls?
Doc, make a perception check for me, please.
It's a 12.
It's with disadvantage.
Oh, right.
You are
Damn it.
exhausted.
At 20.
Okay, 12 it is. Something in your backpack begins to grow warm. Not hot, warm.
Give me 1 second. She's gonna stand up and head inside toward her room.
Okay, she gets up and she turns around and she walks back inside.
Aurora's the pedant. And then just go back to being by the hay bale. Sure.
When I get into my room, I'll, I already know what it's gonna be, so I'll open my backpack, pull out the black box, and untie it.
Okay, so you go into room number 6, you pop the copper key in, you twist it, you go inside. Inside, just so you know, it's very simple. There's a single bed, which is actually a bunk bed. To the right of the bunk bed, there is a freestanding dresser that has 6 drawers on it, and then there's a small desk, like literally like a small computer desk size, with a stool underneath it. So you go inside, you pull the black box out. It is in your hands.
Okay, I'm gonna untie the ribbon around it.
Okay. As you untie the ribbon, you feel the box grow a little bit warmer.
Okay, I'll open the box, I guess. They never found her body.
All right, go ahead and open up your journal and what you find inside at the top. Parcel for Doc. You find that, I will not say it for the sake of potential spoiling, you find literally that in its full form. And it is set into a black velvet background, perfectly shaped for this item to fit.
Okay, I want to touch it, and is that where the heat is emanating from?
Okay, so as soon as you touch it,
You explode.
as soon as you touch it, it almost in a very suction cup form pulls itself into your hand. It is what was warm, and it is still only warm to the touch, but with what it is made out of, which you know it is made out of platinum and bone. It is way warmer than it should be for these two materials in a dark backpack. As soon as you touch it, it fills with a dark red crimson liquid.
Okay, I want to
Make a medicine check. I already know where you're going with
I
this.
want to smell it. Come the fuck on.
Hang on.
No, that's not
Okay.
bad, actually.
No, it's really not bad to roll a fucking nat 20 and an 18. I mean, with this, that's your disadvantage.
Yeah, 18 is a disadvantage.
So you smell it. You pull it up to your nose and you smell it. It appears to be blood from first glance. Like you were like, "Yo, what the fuck? This is blood," but it's actually not blood. When you smell it, it appears to be a potion of some sort. It's some sort of alchemical compound that makes it appear to be blood. It mimics the appearance and texture of blood.
I'm gonna look in the box.
And the goblet itself fills, I mean, to the brim, but it does not spill over. It just fills.
Okay. I want to see if there's a letter or anything in the box. Anything.
Sure. Give me an investigation check, please. With disadvantage.
13.
No, you don't find anything else in there that stands out to you.
Well, we've come this far. Worst thing that can happen is it doesn't kill me. She's gonna drink it.
Oh, fuck.
The worst thing? Hold up.
All right. So, as you begin to drink from the cup, you feel your eyes immediately well up with some form of liquid as they turn blood red. And everything around you turns into shades of crimson. You feel something activate within your very being that binds to you. And you feel this item bind to your spirit. You have one of your attunement slots permanently, until further notice, I should say, set as active. Something is bound to you.
Okay, I'll make a note.
You feel that this cup is referred to as the cup. Quote unquote, the cup. You gain the ability once a day called Crimson Conduit. When you touch the cup and drink from it one time per day, you gain the following ability. For the next minute, any creature that you can see that has an open Assassin's Guild bounty on their head will appear to drip with blood, but only to you. You can spend 30 seconds studying the target, learning the details of the bounty itself, the target's name and or its alias, and what the contract pays. Full stop.
Damn. Cool.
And that, my friends, is 6.5 months of building to be a fucking assassin.
Very
All
cool.
I had to do was kill my best friend. Okay, so after she drinks it...
So you drink it, you look around, right? And as you're looking around, you're like, what the fuck? You feel your heart beating fast to a point where you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a heart attack. You begin to feel pulses of energy outside of the room that you are currently in. And you hear nothing but the whooshing of water, like blood is rushing to your head.
Is there a mirror in the room?
That's a really good fucking question. Sure fucking is.
Okay, I want to look in the mirror and see what I look like right now.
Yeah, you look in the mirror, and as you look in the mirror, all you see is yourself and everything else around you through the mirror's reflection in shades of red. But you see in your own eyes completely bloodshot to the max, like your eyes have just ruptured.
Okay,
But as you focus on yourself, you do not feel a guild bounty.
okay, that's good. That's good news.
Because I know what you're looking for. Wouldn't that be fucking ironic? Here you go. Good luck, asshole.
There's one way to
So-
find out.
Yeah.
Doc will put her hood up so that she can still see, but most of her face is covered. And then head out the door.
Okay, make a... Make a stealth check for me, please. This is not because you are hiding in the shadows. This is because you have pulled your hood up and are attempting to make yourself look small. Okay, understood. So you pull the hood up, you head out into the hall. Mind you, you have 1 minute for this thing to activate, right? So you go out into the hall, you look around, you don't see anybody.
Okay, honestly, head out the door and look toward Aurora.
As you enter the main room, you see dozens of patrons around. One of them stands out to you as you see her entire form dripping in crimson as you feel a guild bounty pulsing off of her.
I want to go.
And you feel you have about 30 seconds left on the cup.
Okay. I'll take note of the patron.
Understood?
But I want to go to the door and look at Aurora.
Okay, so the patron, just so you know, is a half-elf female. However, the other half of her is not human. It is dwarf. She stands about 4'10", 4'11", somewhere right around there. She has long red hair. She also has a small soul patch, also in red. She appears to be probably early, like 20 equivalent age, as far as humans are concerned. And she is wearing leather armor with 2 short swords at her side. Okay, so you take note of her, and then you bolt out the door. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, as you bolt out the door, Aurora, please give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, sorry, that's still set to favored terrain, so that's only going to be 16.
That's fine. 16 is just fine. So you're sitting there after Doc vanishes for whatever fucking reason, and then all of a sudden, boom, door opens, Doc pops out. You glance towards Doc, and you see her eyes are fucking bloodshot. Like somebody just shot her through both eyes. But she's looking at you, just staring you down, looking you up and down. Everything else about her facade is fine. Her hood is up, and both of her eyes are completely 100% crimson bloodshot.
In that case, or like arrows back in the quiver. She doesn't even think about it. She has a suddenly like protective instinct that she didn't even realize that she had. And she goes immediately towards Doc. She scans the area just to make sure nothing's
Okay,
there.
give me a perception check.
Oh, God.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary in the immediate vicinity.
Okay. She's casting on instinct. So she's dumping a spell into you before she even really thinks to speak. So that's a 10 point healing.
Oh, shit. So, Doc, as you bust out the door, you see Aurora look at you, throw an arrow into her quiver, and bolt for you. As you begin to study her, she does not. She appears to be Aurora. As she reaches out at you, you hear her mutter this incantations. As she's screeching towards you, you hear this, and she touches you, and as she touches you, there's this burst of green energy across your chest, and you regain 10 hit points. You feel some of your own wounds heal up. And she's looking at you nervously as the Crimson Cup, or the Crimson Conduit ability fades from your being, from your eyes. You see her eyes, Aurora, at this point, kind of like flicker and then go back to normal. And you find yourselves looking at each other.
Doc says, "Oh, thank Garl." And she starts to hug you and then stops herself. And it's like a really awkward, like,
Nope, not today.
thanks. Thanks.
So like I picture like as you're saying this thing, girl, like she's starting to ask like where are they, how many, and like stops herself too. And then she does that like, oh, this is weird kind of feeling, and then like
I'm gonna go to the temple. She just like awkwardly walks.
Wait, how much? Are the others okay?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
You think? What attacked?
She'll turn around and come back. Nothing attacked.
Man, I'm not gonna make you roll a perception check. You saw yourself in the mirror. You know what she just saw.
Okay.
You are well aware of the eye situation that she just saw in you before it faded.
You know how you can do like you just do things sort of with instinct, like I don't know how to explain this.
You got magic too when you found your new form, or or it's different than what the Forge gave. It makes sense.
It's new magic. Yeah.
Make a deception check. Doc. It is not new magic. Oof. Make a perception check. No, you know what? Make an insight check, Aurora. Straight roll.
Fully prepared to just believe this. But she real tired.
You won.
Did she? I don't... Oh!
Yeah.
Fucking barely. So you hear Doc say that, and Aurora, you're like... No. What I just saw is like no fucking magic I've ever seen before. Your eyes look like they were about to begin dripping with blood. And you start to put pieces of the puzzle together.
Just to be fair, like, she's not trying to deceive more than she was trying to put it in terms that you would get.
Regardless, Rora's just gonna file that away in that spot where she puts potentially pertinent and useful information, and then she'll... Alright, let's go to this temple then.
Alright, so we'll head over to the temple. Honestly, the whole way over there, Doc's probably just kind of quiet. Like, that was a really weird thing that just happened, so...
Okay.
Aurora's not going to make small talk other than she's going to say one thing. But right before they go into the temple. She'll say, after both of you have slept, you're going to talk.
I'm ready. I have questions, too. So.
Okay. So, you two enter the Temple of Garl Glittergold. That was the temple you're going into, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, there are two temples here, so I just wanted to make sure. So you pass you go past the Temple of Mordine, the stables, Ronald's runesmithy, and you enter the Temple of Garl Glittergold. It's a pretty standard dwarven temple, you know, for all intents and purposes. It's very stonework, very gem and precious metal inlaid, silver, platinums, and inside from the ceiling, it looks like stars, but as the two of you look up, you realize that there are little tiny gold nuggets hanging from silver chains from the ceiling, and in the center is a massive chandelier that is shining light on all of them to appear illuminated in their fullest. It's absolutely gorgeous. At the very head of the temple, you see a small altar, which also appears to be a small, but quite frankly the size of a halfling, gold nugget, pure gold nugget. And on top of it is a flat marble platform, and behind it you see a woman who is of alabaster skin, very obviously dwarven, hill dwarf, of alabaster skin, probably in her mid-50s, early 60s, somewhere around there, which is still pretty young for dwarves. She has flowing golden robes with a large golden nugget attached to a silver chain around her neck. She stands there, and as she is standing there, she is mixing something in a mortar and pestle, and she has two potion bottles that are sitting next to her on said altar. She does not seem to notice you enter, and nobody else is in here at this point.
Okay. I want to slowly approach. I don't want to startle her while she's, like, clearly doing alchemy things.
You hear her humming to herself as she's grinding. Each time she kind of, like, pulses down in the mortar and pestle, you hear, like, a...
Oh, and before Doc steps away, Aurora's going to quietly say, I'll wait here for you.
She'll nod and then head forward.
Just for clarity's sake, Aurora, you are in the temple then, but just at the very front of it? Okay, thank you.
Yep, because for the ogres, I'm not leaving, especially not when Doc's obviously in a weird spot. I'm not completely abandoning her, but also, like, you know, we're here.
Okay, understood. All right, Doc.
So she'll slowly approach and then she'll just say, "Hello."
She continues to hum, and she, 1 minute, my sweet, hold on, we're almost done. Bum bum ba da 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 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, sorry about that, my love. Sorry about that. And she sets the mortar and pestle to the side. She kind of taps some of the material that was in it. Looks to be some sort of herb and oil. And she says, I've got about 15 minutes before that actually goes bad. So is there something I can do for you? Also, well. And she kind of glances down at you, sees the nugget around your neck, and she goes, "Oh, by Carl's sweet, jovial sideburns, my dear. What can I do for you?"
Honestly, I just wanted to come visit.
Well, welcome. Make yourself at home. Just give me a moment. I'm going to pour these through a strainer, if it's all right by you, and we'll go about our business.
She grabs onto what appears to be like a small metal colander, sets it on top of one of the potion bottles, and she starts to pour the mixture from the pestle into the of the mortar and pestle into the jar. She looks under the liquid that's dripping.
So what can I do for you?
This might be like a little strange bit of a question, but I just recently discovered that I'm blessed by Garl, and I'm about to go rest, and I didn't know if there's like a specific or really good prayer for in the morning.
Her eyes kind of go wide, and she says,
"You're looking for a praying advice?"
and she kind of like looks up to all the gold nuggets like she's never heard this before in her entire life. She says, oh, did I just go dead?
Oh, yeah.
Weird. Oh, weird. Give me 1 sec. All right, looks... Oh, there we go. All right, so she looks up and around and she goes,
Have you heard the tale of the discussion with the dead? That's a great prayer to remember in the morning. If you have somebody that might not be in the best of condition you found them in maybe the last time. Or have you heard about cure my friends and heal the roses? If they're dead, you pluck their toeses.
Yeah, I've heard that.
have you heard, in the twilight song my friends will sing, and we'll wring them by their necks as we sing. Have you heard that one?
No.
You haven't heard that one? It's the luckiest chant of them all.
Oh. Okay.
It would allow you, when you invoke the magic of Garl, to blind your enemies outright, make them not see, like little gold coins over their eyes, and then you can eviscerate their guts from the outside in, sweetheart.
That's perfect. Okay. Alright. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, obviously I've learned the practice of, you always tell a joke for Garl. That's, but
Well, that may be a little bit controversial. Some people think of Garl Glittergold as a jokester. He's not really a jokester. He's lucky as shit, I'll give you that. But not necessarily the god of jokes. Litamara, on the other hand. Crafty little bastard, is he? Maybe a little bit more of a jokester for you. But if Garl has given you your powers, maybe you should be seeking out a little bit of a different tune.
I appreciate that. I'm glad that I came over here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
She looks kind of disappointed. She furrows her brows and she goes, "Is that really all you came over here for?"
Well, I need to sleep. I need to rest. It's been a long month. But I would like to come back after I've rested, if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. Come back and see me anytime you like.
Okay. Thank you. Very seriously, thank you.
As a random follower of Garl, very rare to see gnomes here, especially those who follow Garl. What's your name?
Doc?
That's it.
Doc Timbers?
Her eyes go wide and she puts her hand on her clavicle and she goes, "Holy shit! Are you serious?
Yes.
You're of the Timbers bloodline, the luckiest of all gnomes ever blessed by Garl fucking Glittergold himself?"
Well, I don't want to lie. I'm not of their bloodline. They kind of...
Hold on, how'd you get the name then, sweet? Oh, it's by marriage.
No, I'm not married.
How in the... She looks around and she starts flipping through a small journal that she has at the side. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, I'm really, really lucky, I guess, because I didn't have a family, and then the Timbers made me part of their family.
She slaps her hand down on a page and she looks up at it and she goes, "You're a divine soul of Garl Glittergold."
I don't think I'm that special.
I am so confused by everything that has happened in the last 6 minutes. You're not this, but you're a little bit of that. You're not this, but you're 5/10 that. 5/10? Who does 5/10? Just do 1/2 and make it easy. Alright. Come see me when you've had some rest. Maybe you'll speak more sense.
Yeah.
By the way, my name is Klinesh.
Thank you.
Klinesh Goldencaw. Come to see me. We've got plenty of things here. We've got plenty of potions, scrolls, magic items galore. All for sale in the name of the luckiest bastard who ever existed in the heavens.
I'm sorry, can you say that name again?
I can't because you're not here.
Fair enough.
Thank you very much. I will definitely be back.
Right,
She'll
dearie.
do a little like head bow and then...
And you, as you head bow, all you hear is tink tink, and what you see, Aurora, is as Doc bows awkwardly, she takes her silver chain and taps it on the marble altar twice.
That's what Klinesh did?
Yes.
Okay. I'll do the same thing with mine, because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do.
Where do you tap it? Because I'm
Actually-
assuming you're not face to face with her.
Yeah, no, she'll kind of like look like when she hears that. Well, no, I guess she wouldn't see it then. No, she wouldn't do it if she didn't see it. Yep.
Okay, understood.
And she'll head back toward the entrance.
Okay. So, yeah, Aurora, you see this really horrifically awkward exchange because what the fuck, foreigners? And Doc kind of gives you the eyes, and you two exit the Temple of Garl Glittergold. And you step out into the street.
Yeah, Doc is like awkwardly walking, like it's like when you're trying to get through a library quickly. You have to be quiet, but you're like trying to sprint through the library. She's doing that, like.
You're gonna leave Aurora in the dust if you do that, by the way.
Because you're encumbered still. She'll slow down once she gets out. But.
Yeah, because I've got tiny little halfling legs and a fucking tooth strap on my back that weighs half as much as I do.
That is legit. That is accurate.
I like to imagine her legs are like road runners.
Pretty much. Might as well
At
be.
like half the speed.
When they get outside, could I hear their conversation?
Oh, you heard it clear as day. It echoed through this whole chamber, and that woman was not quiet.
Is that maybe next time we should stick to letting the bard tell stories.
I wasn't trying to tell a story. I was trying to learn how to be a cleric.
You've already. Didn't you rewrite your entire everything to be. You've done wonderfully at that.
I'm pretty sure the most healing that I've done was after I tried and failed to do the thing.
She's gonna stop and look at her. We don't need to trust scrolls as being indicative of our levels of anything.
No, I'm talking about the other thing.
And is that what being a healer is, or were you trying to cross your paths, walk two things at once?
I was trying to make sure that I did it so somebody else didn't. Because if somebody else did it, we might not get her back.
Bingo, baby.
Why did you have to at all? And I'm gonna make sure my voice is very, very quiet.
Yeah, I'm like trying to be quiet too.
Okay, why don't you both give me self checks? Candace with disadvantage, as you are tired and shouting. I'm just kidding. That's still not, honestly, a 13 is still not fucking bad for rolling a 5.
Oh, mine was.
Okay. Yeah. No, as you guys go about your business, now mind you, we're only looking at probably 5 p.m. at this time. It's just about dinner time. Shift change is happening. The streets are a little bit more empty than normal as people are starting to go in and out of houses. You don't draw any attention.
And it is Aurora's intention to push a little bit while, Doc's sleepy and probably isn't thinking as much about things he shouldn't say.
Because somebody decided that it needed to happen, and when that decision is made, it will.
When a hunt's declared, makes sense.
Yes.
Make an insight check, Aurora.
No.
Yep, no. All right, go about your business.
No, when a hunt's declared, you don't need to tell me about that.
Right. So you probably understand better than most. And the Doc is still walking toward the inn at this point, and she's starting to look rough. She's starting to look like she got her ass kicked and hasn't slept in a while.
So, it doesn't. The hunt's over. You need to find. You need to talk to her again.
This healing is going to be more than magical healing, and it's going to take time. And the time is going to slowly kill me, so I hope it doesn't take too long.
As long as we don't end up having to deal with a revenant in the meantime, and as long as we all still have each other's backs.
There won't be a revenant, that's why I brought her back.
Alright. I really would not want her as a revenant.
I would not want that.
That would be
I wouldn't want her to not be her. I'm going to go to bed. I need to go to bed.
You said you got an extra room.
Yeah.
What happens if there's a problem?
I'm in room 6.
Should the others know?
No. I didn't know the room number till I got the key, but
Alright, well, hopefully nothing happens. I will.
Doc will go. I guess you have to stick around so they find out, and she'll go inside.
Yeah, and I've got a few more hours until I'm probably super tired.
Yeah, so about this point, it's roughly 5 p.m. It's still a little early for somebody who got a good night's sleep. For the other two, they are fucking conked out. Doc, what are you doing as you enter the? As you guys are you? I'm sorry. Are you both going into the house of the Dwarf Lord Inn?
I am not because I have more that I want to kind of do this
Okay.
evening before I hit this hay.
Perfect. And Doc, you're going to sleep.
Yeah, as I walk in, I do want to just scan the room for that woman, see if she's still there.
Make a perception check for me with disadvantage because you have a level of exhaustion.
Ouch.
Yeah, 6. Now you look around and as you walk in, you start to see the pterodactyl shadows swirling around, and you blink heavy through them, and you look again and you're like, holy shit, even in a room full of dwarves, I am the smallest, and you are so uncomfortable you just have to push forward.
So she'll go into her room and then take her backpack off and everything. She wears leather armor, so honestly I think she'd probably just fall asleep in it, but she's going to fall asleep. Actually, no, she'd take it off, and then she's going to fall asleep hugging her backpack.
Okay. Alright, so, yeah, you take everything off real quick, you slap yourself down in the bed, you grab your backpack, you scoop it up real nice and tight, and, yeah, you've got yourself a little body pillow. Alright, so everybody's asleep right now, about 5 p.m. Aurora, the only one who doesn't actually need sleep right now, for at least a few hours, what are you doing? You got about 9 minutes before we're gonna bail from tonight's session.
Well, that's simple. I want to wander and scout and learn things and see if I can figure out what's going on in the mine by just listening. Don't particularly want to talk to people like outright because I'm not a people person. Especially
Okay.
not a dwarf people person, but I am really good at observing.
That is true. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you begin to observe.
Okay. I'm less good at investigating.
I know. Which is...
I was so close to being a nat 1.
Okay, 13's not bad. Give me a sec here.
And at some point I also do want to use the primeval awareness.
Okay, so for the next hour, you go from about 5 to 6 p.m., and you sit and you listen as intently as you can to pick up anything you can from the people in this village, in this mining village. And here's what you gain. You overhear somebody who is then later confirmed by another person in their drinking bouts that something wasn't quite right about the guardsmen who first fled the mines. Their eyes were milky white, and they ran screaming, though they were essentially emotionless otherwise. Their bodies were completely still. They ran, and they screamed at the top of their lungs, but everything else about their body was perfectly calm, and they had milky white eyes. Okay, so you have, let's see, it's 5, 6, 7, 9. You got about 4 more hours before you feel like you should probably bed down, considering what you've gone through today and when you woke up this morning.
That's mostly what I'm going to do is I'm going to just learn the town, more importantly, learn my exits.
Sure. So the
listening, and I do want to, at some point when there's less people around me, I just want to touch the ground and see what aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, blah, 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 are present.
Okay, understood. So as you get a feel of the town, you do a couple laps around the town, just walking around and getting a feel for the town as the sun starts to set. And what you see on the main map right now is what you get. You see that there are a couple patches of areas where they are growing crops and they're growing flowers and there's gardens and all sorts of pretty shit. There are some stables. There is a jail. Obviously, there's the inn, the iron mine, and the gem veins. There are 4 guard towers, active guard towers, which appear to have large iron and bronze tubes sticking through the faces, all 4 faces of said towers, that extend about 6 feet out. You see some sort of relief structure in them. As you notice those, give me a history check with it. Well, it would be. Oh, you know what? You're not exhausted. Give it to me with advantage because it's about dwarves. Fucking rangers and their favorite enemies. Okay, 14. So these are the dragon fire throwers that dwarves have written about for centuries at this point. And what they are is they are large cannons that shoot gouts of flames onto enemies that are assaulting or sieging their villages or towns or cities. You also pass Ronald's runesmithy. You realize that it is a runesmith, somebody who specializes in inscriptions and runic magic. Obviously, there's the Temple of Garl Glittergold, which you've been to. There's a storehouse, gem veins, and then there is the Master's Fortress, the Ore Master's Fortress, dead center. While you are making the rounds and learning what you can, at least about the layout, again, the city has no walls, so out and in is pretty easy. Just don't go north because you're going to have to climb a fucking mountain. Give me another...
Last time we were all in a town,
yes.
for a problem.
You're not wrong about that. Middleton does not want to be invaded from all sides. But, yeah, thankfully, Underhill has its back against a mountain. Give me another investigation check, please.
Okay. Is that, like, on my side, the D20 just got, like, whipped across the screen. It didn't bounce at all.
Yeah.
It just got, like... But I'm usually slow-mo, so that was kind of insulting.
So you don't... So for the first chunk of the hour and a half or so that you were going around, you don't hear or notice or see anything that stands out to you. Give me one more investigation check, and we're going to end the night with this investigation check, and then what I'm assuming is Aurora actually going to bed.
Yeah, she'll do a little bit of, like, you know, meditating on type before she goes inside. No, I am tired.
Holy shit, worse than the first! Wow! Alright, so you've picked up some...
I actually give a fuck about the I just want to know how to get away from them.
You can get away from them, you just have to run in any direction that's not north, and you get the fuck out of this city. But yeah, as far as things that you're hearing, rumors that you're overhearing, you heard about the ghost or the possible pack of ghouls, and then you heard something about the guardsmen who first fled from the mines, from the iron mines. Something wasn't right. There was a milky white in their eyes, and they ran screaming, though they were completely motionless otherwise. And with that, Aurora takes to sleep. I'm assuming, correct? You're not going to... Okay, and it's easy enough. There's plenty of food. Are you staying in the room that the others were in?
Yeah.
There are 4 other beds, to be fair, and 3 of the 4 are on the opposite side of the room from where Gray and Ree currently find themselves partially snuggled up.
Sleeping above the covers, butt naked.
Yeah, literally. You walk in, and it's just like goblin tits flapping in the wind.
Whichever one's going to get me closest to the exit to go and get Doc if there's a problem.
Okay, understood. And they're the closest to the door is wide open. You go to that bed, you set your stuff up to be able to grab and run if something hits the fan, and you find yourself fast asleep. So,
Wonderful.
we will end tonight here, and let me just mark on my calendar really quick. We have completed day 17, so we will be picking up next session at 9 a.m.
And did I get anything from the Primeval Awareness?
Oh, Primeval Awareness. Give me one moment for Primeval Awareness. Okay, so that just allows
That'll
you...
help, especially if it's undead.
Can I have the specific types of creatures that you can see through that, please? Perfect. Okay. So, you sense within, let's see, 6 miles if you're in favored terrain. You are not in favored terrain, so 1 mile. So, you sense the following. That's a lot of things you can sense. That's pretty good. So as you put your hand to the ground, you sense elementals, and fiends within 1 mile, but you're not sure where they're at. The elementals are much more prevalent as you touch the earth, and within that same elemental subslot, I'm going to say, please give me a wisdom check. Just a wisdom check. Straight wisdom check.
Theoretically, I'm better at that. Better at least.
You sense fire elementals and earth elementals, and they're very close. Okay, and that's
no
that.
undead.
But no undead. Nope, no undead, no aberrations, no celestials.
One rumor crossed off then.
Yeah, no fae. So hey, that's fucking good, right? Oh, good call. Damn, Aurora. Okay, make a note. Start next game with an inspiration point. That was fucking crafty. I didn't even pick up on that because I was like, I gave you a rumor because you had a, rumor roll that succeeded, and well done. That was very intelligent. Yes,
Real
Lucy.
quick, just for the use of an inspiration die, can I, because Gray would still be like, even though
You are
he's-
asleep.
I know, but I want to, Gray, before he sleeps, would still be like, well, Doc's gonna fucking murder me in my sleep, so can I make some kind of perception check for, I guess, light sleep or something?
You can't because you are exhausted, and that is a retroactive roll. And we've said no retroactive rolls.
Can we roll with advantage for sweet dreams?
Fuck yes, you can. Sweet dreams. Roll for sweet dreams. Lucy, if you want to roll for sweet dreams or nightmares, you're more than welcome to. Give me a roll with advantage.
Or nightmares.
Just a d20 with advantage. Let's see what happens.
Son of a bitch.
Hey. Oh wait, that added them together. What?
Oh, what the fuck? That's weird.
It's a 14 and a 15 for me.
Mine's a 4.
What? Why did it do it like that for both of you? That's so strange.
It's probably because I clicked 2d20.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so 40. I gotcha. Okay, so
12 for me, I guess.
and a 15. So 12 and a 15. You both rolled above 10. So you both have pleasant dreams. There is no dreams that have anything to do with nightmarish things like ogre corpses or you being picked up and fucking yeeted over the edge of a cliff. There is nothing about shadows. It is all light and celestial happy energy. And in your dreams, yes, they explain to you how to use suds. Definitely do not consume, but for external use only.
Finally got that instruction manual.
Now, with that being said, make a note for next week when we play that you will both start with your inspiration point.
Oh, that's nice.
Alright, guys, we'll go ahead and end here for tonight. Awesome fucking roleplay session. And the end of combat session, quite frankly. And yeah, we'll, wow. Lots of things happening in Underhill.
Seems like it.
Alright, guys, have a great week. Lucy, actually, that reminds me, Lucy, you were going to be so you are moving from Nigeria to England this week, and next week will be your first session in London. Is that right?
In UK, yeah. I'll still be in a hotel room, because only Monday do I get my actual room.
Oh, okay, understood. Now, let me ask you this ahead of time. So you'll be in a hotel room. Are you going to be by yourself with parents? Do you need to nix next Sunday, or are you going to be good for next Sunday and then pick up and see where we are the week after?
We don't know the rooms yet, so I'll update you. Hopefully it'll be tomorrow, because they're booking the tickets tomorrow.
Understood. Okay, awesome. Well, I hope everything works out. I hope that we can continue to have you hang with us, but you've worked so goddamn hard to get yourself into into uni that whatever we have to do, man, to get you in, that's literally all that matters at this point. So you've done good things.
I wanted to ask maybe I guess in preparation. Hopefully it doesn't have to happen, but maybe we can make D&D an hour shorter or something like that. 'Cause if it's just an hour shorter, I can maybe make it.
An hour shorter, so instead of 7 to 10 our time, it would be 7 to 9 our time, so just do a 2-hour session.
Yeah, because for me it's from 1 to 4 a.m. and I have to get up at like 10 or 9:30.
Right,
So
right.
if I can get from like 3 to 10, it'll be, or 9:30, it could be more than enough.
I mean, I am absolutely open to that if you guys are down with that. Why don't we do this? Why don't we put that on the table? Actually, let me take a note real quick. Where the fuck did my pen
While
go?
you're writing stuff down, because I know the date early, October 23rd, I will not be here. I will not
Okay.
have computer access, so.
Understood. Got it. Okay. And, okay, so for Lucy, 1... So it's, you know, it's tough to do D&D in 2-hour sessions. I have found in my time. However, I am absolutely not opposed to it because obviously we're playing with somebody who plays in fucking Nigeria and the UK, which ironically enough are in the same, or coincidentally enough I should say, are in the same time zone. I wish it was earlier, like by 2 hours. Just give me 2 fucking hours. But you had to pick the UK. You couldn't have come to fucking Canada. No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you, man. But yeah, why don't we do this next week when you are getting on the bandwagon? Let's see where you're at. And if you are like, yo, we need to pull the trigger, I mean, it's not going to hurt me or anybody else in the US to cut it an hour short, but it's obviously going to abbreviate our sessions a lot. So, the way that I have this campaign written right now, and now mind you, I said that this was going to be a one-shot, but here we are fucking 7 months later. I have it written right now to be more like a level 10 to 12 completionary campaign. So my prediction was like around early to mid next year, it being done. And then obviously there's open discussion for who wants to play again and do other things, and let's see where we go. But you know, would you be willing to give us one more week with 3 hours and see how you're feeling? And if we need to, I think, at least for myself, I'm okay with going to 2 hours.
Yeah, the 2 hours is like a just in case. I'm still gonna try the 3 hours and stuff like that. Experiment, I guess, the first 1 or 2 weeks and see what happens.
I mean, speaking for myself, yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever, honestly, whatever works best for the most people, yeah. And, yeah, if it comes down to, like, in my perspective, if it comes down to, like, us or, you know, your future, yeah, man, tell you.
Absolutely, and I'm all about that. That is like my 100% go-to. If it is a matter of us playing Dungeons and fucking Dragons, or you fighting for the last how many years to get into uni in the country you wanted to get the fuck out of Africa, and now you can do it, which by the way we're very proud of you for. Then we're gonna support the shit out of you. So especially if you're like, yo, I can definitely do 2 hours. I just need that extra hour of sleepy time. We can do the extra hour of sleepy time. So,
Hopefully
okay.
it won't come to that, but we'll see.
But we'll see, and that's okay. You just let us know, Lucy. Okay, on that note, guys, I've got these taken down. Kat, thank you very much for letting me know about the 23rd. And, yeah, we will see you guys next weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
All right. Okay. Whoa. What do we got going on? Maybe I forgot how to time out too. What's Who's band hammering?
I was giving Seru shit because he
The
was talking
band.
shit to Rose, and I said I'm gonna give you a timeout or ban you.
I gotcha. All right, guys. Let's go ahead. I think we're gonna raid Rocker Joe.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, hang on. Oh, Serena. Oh, she's still doing a 4-year streamathon? I thought she was doing this like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You can't 4-year anniversary 3 days in a row. Rocker Joe gets our love. All right, guys. Thank you. Oh, she is doing her 4-year today. Okay, hang on. If she's doing her 4-year today, then we're doing her 4-year today. All right, we're gonna go ahead and raid Serena, And yeah, she's got her 4-year anniversary today, or her 4-year stream anniversary today, which is awesome. We're going to go ahead and raid tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. I very much appreciate it for session number 39 of Unlikely Heroes. We'll be back next week for session number 40. And then as we move forward, obviously we're going to have a couple of hit and miss trial and error things, as Lucy, who plays Mr. Gray, is going to be moving... Oh, shot. Everybody! Thank you, Seru. Guys, we'll be back on Tuesday for Candace's Crochet and Strill. Here we go. Crochet and Strill.